Arkansas as you look at the Razorbacks coming out onto the field in Little Rock. And this ABC Sports exclusive is brought to you by Chevrolet, who invites you to come see all the new 1980 Chevrolets at your Chevy dealers. By the investment broker Bates, the winning attitude at Bates, put it to work for you. By Mr. Goodwrench and the General Motors Parts Division, who help you keep that great GM feeling with genuine GM parts. And by Light Beer, everything you always wanted in a beer and less. 55,000 at War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock. Looking for an Arkansas victory. The Razorbacks have not defeated Texas since 1971, which incidentally was the last time this game was played in Little Rock. The Texas Longhorns coming in unbeaten, ranked second in the country. Arkansas coming in unbeaten, ranked 10th. We'll have the kickoff in a moment.
This is the latest in video cassette recording from RCA. Selectavision 600, designed with a 7-day memory to record shows automatically for an entire week. Designed with the maximum record time available, 6 hours on a single cassette. Selectavision 600, the 6-hour VCR with the 7-day memory. Let RCA turn your television into Selectavision.
Coach Johnson. He's from the college. Looks like he's worried about his problem dandruff. I wish he'd ask me.
Mr. Owens, I need a shampoo.
Ever tried Tegrin?
Can it really work on my itching and flaking?
Well, in a national survey, 3 out of 4 dermatologists judged Tegrin's medication effective in fighting even problem dandruff.
I'll give it a tryout.
Hey, how's that dandruff problem?
Tegrin's a winner, Mr. Owens.
Prove it to yourself. Tegrin works.
Little Rock. This is Al Michaels with Ara Parsegian as we get set for the kickoff. Texas won the toss. They elected to defend the south goal. The wind is coming out of the south as you look at John Goodson, the man they call Goodfoot, who has taken over very capably for the departed Russell Erxleben. Arkansas to receive. Anderson is back deep to receive, and with the wind, Anderson fields it at the 2-yard line. Straight up the middle, the 10, the 15, looking for room, a stutter step, and out to the 26-yard line. So Arkansas from the 26, their backfield features at quarterback out of Joe Namath's hometown, Beaver Falls, PA, Kevin Scanlon. Anderson, who just ran the kickback, is their outside threat. Their leading ball carrier is Roland Sales, 21. Bobby Farrell, separated shoulder in practice this week, but in the lineup today, Bobby Duckworth could be a very key man, number 27, the split end. Two teams dominated by defense, but Lou Holtz has indicated he'll open it up, and we might look for them to go to Duckworth or one of their wide receivers immediately, as Duckworth lines up this time just outside right tackle. So first down, Arkansas from the 26-yard line, and Scanlon, straight drop. He's going to go for Duckworth, but he's double teamed, and it's intercepted by Johnny Johnson at the 25-yard line. Back to the 30. He gets some blocks to the 40, the 45, into Arkansas territory. Johnny Johnson to the Razorback 46-yard line. So they went to Duckworth, but it did not fool the Longhorns, Ara.
Well, what they did, they moved Duckworth to the tight end where the strong safety, Ricky Churchman, had to cover him. Johnson, the great All-American, comes clear from the free safety and makes a sensational interception. They had forced one-on-one. You see here, right here is Duckworth. He's got the strong safety on him, who's not nearly as fast. Duckworth is moving, 6'3". He's past Churchman, but you can see Johnny Johnson come over and make a sensational interception.
So Texas has it at the 46-yard line. Lamb Jones in motion, number 26, Donnie Little on a keeper. The quarterback, Little, takes it to the 43-yard line. Donnie gets a couple. Ozzie Riley making the tackle, number 51, the linebacker. It's hot, temperature in the low 80s. It's humid. The wind is coming out of the south. As you look at the field, the wind is blowing right to left and at about 20 miles an hour. So that is why Texas elected to defend that south goal in the first quarter. They're going with the wind here in the first period. Second down, 8 from the 44 for Texas. Little misdirection, and Jones gets tripped back at the 50-yard line. Mike Massey came flying through, number 48, to take care of Jones. Donnie Little, the quarterback. Out of Dickinson, Texas. There's their big running back, Jan Jones, who had no room that time. Leroy King gets ground through the middle. Lamb Jones is a world-class sprinter out of Lampasas, Texas. The split end 13, Les Koenig. Third down and 13 at the Arkansas 49. They split Koenig to the right. Lamb Jones to the left. Replacing the ball at the 49-yard line. Third down and 13. Little rolling left. And looking for Jones, but overshoots him at the 32-yard line. Lamb was covered well that time. And the pass overthrow. So Texas gets the first break and then can't capitalize on it. And they'll have to kick from just inside Arkansas territory.
Al, on the first play, Marty Mitchum, number 56, the defensive right end for the Arkansas Razorbacks, was injured. It's the only place that they had experience coming back in the two ends, and he's been replaced by a sophomore, Jeff Goff.
Goodson averaging only 33 yards a kick. The rush is on, but he gets the kick away. Anderson, the single safety, and fields it at the 1. That's a mistake because Anderson goes down at the 2-yard line. Had he let it bounce, it would have gone into the end zone. So Arkansas pinned deep in their own territory. We played a minute 51 in Little Rock. Texas nothing, Arkansas nothing.
Chevrolet demonstrates the two sides of Chevy Citation.
It's a new Chevy kind of compact.
Chevy Citation is compact enough to fit into 3/4 of a parking space and offer gas mileage estimates you'd expect from a smaller car. But inside, Citation has mid-size room for 5 adults and station wagon utility.
The first Chevy of its kind.
This could be the car you've had in mind.
Chevy Citation.
I just discovered oil.
Louise, we just discovered oil.
People are discovering Texaco's new Haviland Supreme, the motor oil with a special friction fighter that's been proven in fuel economy tests. Extensive tests showed that 2 of the leading 10W40 motor oils advertising extra gasoline mileage couldn't beat new Haviland Supreme. And you still get Haviland's Trooper-tested engine protection, too.
Discover new Haviland Supreme. Protection plus unbeaten mileage.
Arkansas Razorbacks 5-0 coming in. The Texas Longhorns 4-0. So Arkansas, its second possession, they start from the 3-yard line. Scanlon, the quarterback, and he looks for some room to give them some breathing space out to the 5. As we take a look at the men who will pave the way up front. Philip Moon is the left tackle out of Harrison, Arkansas. Chuck Herman, the left guard. This is a good offensive line. They'll be tested today. Mike Burlingame thinks he should be considered for the Heisman Trophy. George Stewart, the right guard, number 74. There's an All-America candidate, Greg Kalenda, and Darrell Mason, who could play a key role today, the tight end. They have not been going to him a whole lot, but Lou Holtz indicated today might be the day. We'll also see Paul in a tight end, as is the case right now in a double tight end formation. And Anderson, their top outside threat, gets to the 8-yard line. As you look at Fred Akers, in his third year, took over for a legend, Darrell Royal, with great success. As you look at the Texas defense, nothing fancy here. 4-man front. McMichael and Acker, a great pair of tackles. They compare favorably with Penn State's Clark and Millen. Holloway, Schenkel, and Senline start, but there's a lot of depth in the linebacking corps. And in the defensive backfield, Johnny Johnson, of course, has already intercepted a pass. On third down, quick kick. And a fair catch called for at the 46-yard line as Arkansas boots it away, and Johnny Johnson was back there to take it. So Steve Cox had come into the game to boot it away on third down, a 38-yard punt. So Texas again in Arkansas territory at the 46.
Well, you got a quick kick. It's good strategy here. The problem is you like to kick that ball low so it'll turn end over end. He got the ball up into the air. He's also kicking into the wind about 19 miles an hour.
So the Longhorns, who were unable to come up with a first down on their first possession, have it at the 46-yard line. Donnie Little, the quarterback. Jan Jones and Leroy King are the running backs. Again, misdirection as Little takes it inside the 45 to the 41-yard line. The men up front for the Texas Longhorns. Steve Hall, the tight end out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Craig Ryder, the left tackle. Number 66, here it is a good one. Just a sophomore for Freddie Akers. Wes Hubert is also a good one from South Houston. Les Studner is a converted tight end now playing right guard. Terry Tausch, possible All-America candidate at right tackle. Second down and 6 from the 41. Jan Jones. He's shy of a first down by about 1.5 yards. They'll spot it near the 37-yard line. Jim Elliott, 79, made the tackle. Arkansas defensively, this is a much improved unit. 5-man front with Mohammed in the middle. Watch for Elliott. He's a good one. Just made the last tackle. The 2 linebackers, Massey and Riley, and the defensive backs. Wessinger is a converted quarterback. Third down, about 1.5 yards from the 37-yard line. No score. 10:57 to play, first quarter. To about the 35. Elliott and Mohammed right there with Danny Phillips, the middle of the line.
Looks like he has the first down. I know that Lou Holtz doesn't like the way this game has started. He's got bad field position and against the wind, and he's got one of his safety men fair catching the ball at the 1-yard line, or rather trying to field the ball and trying to run it out to the 3. So from that standpoint, it's not a good start for the Razorbacks.
As they measure, Holtz has to feel pretty good if they can stop him here. But for the moment, it's a first down for Texas. As you say, Aaron, they make the initial mistake, the interception, then the run back when they should have let it go into the end zone. And now Texas back in Arkansas territory, just outside the 35-yard line.
56 now, 4-76.
Lamb Jones coming out wide to the left, and Koenig to the right. Jan Jones. 34. Minimal gain. A lot of red today. There's that Hogat. Oh, you got to love it as you take a look at some other scores in the third quarter. Tennessee trying to hold off Alabama, the Crimson Tide. On their way back, we'll have highlights of that game at halftime. 17-14 Volunteers in the third. Second down and 8, Texas at the Arkansas 34. Little on a roll. He's going to keep it. Good runner. Takes it inside the 30, gets it to the 25, and that should be another Texas first down. Danny Phillips made the tackle. Nebraska with its potent offense leading Oklahoma State at halftime. 15-0, of course, the game that many of you saw. The wild offensive battle at South Bend, won by USC over Notre Dame. Tonight, SMU, Houston, key SWC game. Ohio State keeps rolling under Earl Bruce. Florida State ranked 7th is idle. Oklahoma,
wow,
trying to rebound after last week's defeat at the hands of Texas. First down at the 25-yard line. Jan Jones looked like he had some room, but they bunched up in a hurry. Ozzie Riley and Mike Massey there to stop him, a gain of 1 yard, 1.5 yards.
One of the things that's happened in this drive, Donnie Little, the quarterback for the Texas Longhorns, has been trained to go ahead and throw the ball because he had a tendency to run it. Of course, he's had the corner both times, and he has run the football and made good yardage. Razorbacks are going to have to try to contain him, keep him inside the pocket.
Texas, all things considered, they piled up a lot of points this year, but keep in mind, in 4 games, the Longhorns have only scored 6 touchdowns. The big man has been the field goal kicker, Goodson, who's kicked 12. Little. And incomplete at the goal line. The intended receiver Hall, Randy Wessinger, just did get there.
Great play by Randy Wessinger. Incidentally, this number 17, Randy Wessinger, was converted from quarterback to this defensive secondary. Here Little rolls out. He puts the ball right on the money, but watch Wessinger, number 17, the strong safety, come over and make contact just as the ball hits his hands. A great defensive play for a former quarterback.
Hall was the man who scored the only touchdown last week against Oklahoma. Third down and 9 at the Arkansas 24. Little, the pass was tipped, intended for King, and he was covered on the play by Mike Massey. So it's fourth down, and that means Goodson will come in. Little is now 0 for 3 through the air.
Massey does a terrific job, the linebacker, number 48. He moves very quickly. It looked like it was going to be a completion. Watch Massey just get enough piece of him to keep that from a completion, and that would have been an easy first down. Great play by Massey.
The barefooted Goodson from the 31-yard line, a 41-yard attempt. He is 12 out of 15. He has the wind at his back at 20 miles an hour. Long enough, but no good. This one is wide, and Texas comes up empty. We have 8:26 to go. First quarter in Little Rock. Horns nothing, Hogs nothing.
A good quarterback does his homework on and off the field. That's probably why the three of us are all drinking light beer from Miller.
See, light's got a third less calories than the regular beer, and it's less filling. Plus, it tastes great.
And you know it's important to have a command of facts like that.
It's mental discipline, really. You're darn right.
Because if you know every position, every option, every formation, you'll never get your signals crossed.
Hey, that's my beer, Terry.
Oh, no, this
yeah,
is...
no, wait.
Well,
Wait a minute.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Peel my label.
Selling an insurance policy is one thing, but giving you good service is another. And State Farm agents can do that. Whether it's your life, health, home, or car insurance, the information you need is right at our fingertips. If you have a claim, your agent will get it started for you. Fast, friendly, good neighbor service. That's State Farm.
For your life, your health, your home, and your car. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The membership of the National Federation of State High School Associations coordinates interscholastic activities for about 20,000 schools. The activities range from football to forensics and from basketball to band. School activities programs are the other half of education.
Lou Holtz must feel like a pretty lucky man right about now. The Arkansas head coach hasn't seen his team do anything right thus far, yet we still have no score as Arkansas takes over at the 24-yard line. Scanlon, the quarterback. And on first down, Steve McMichael making the tackle. On Roland Sales, number 21. Let's watch McMichael, number 99. There's an All-America.
See how quick he is with his feet. He avoids the blocker who goes down to his knees and flows right with the play and makes the play on the opposite side of the line on a dive play. Fantastic football player, but they got a couple of blocking combinations we'll look for. They're going to try to do some things to him. At least Lou Holtz hopes to.
Second down and 8 from the 26-yard line. They pitch it to Sales, and that Texas defense is swarming. It's very tough to get outside. Chuck Holloway, 90. In on the tackle, the outside linebacker. McMichael also involved in the play. There is Sales, and you can see his figures on the... He, of course, came into national prominence when they had the suspensions going into the Orange Bowl 2 years ago, and Roland had the big night in Miami.
Oh, he had a great night. 200-some-odd yards. I'll tell you, this Texas team came in here number 2 in the nation in total defense and number 3 in scoring defense. So you can see why. They're a real outfit.
Just ask Oklahoma. They reduced Billy Sims last week to an ordinary running back. Sims, the Heisman Trophy winner, picked up only 73 yards and 20 carries. The whistle sounded as the snap was taken by Scanlon, and we've got a delay of the game penalty to be assessed against the Razorbacks of Arkansas. So a very stuttering, slow beginning for Lou Holtz's group today.
Looked like maybe they had a little finesse job on that time. Quarterback was reading McNeil, McMichael, and trying to go the opposite way that he went.
5-yard penalty, third down and 13, Arkansas from their own 21, no score, 7 minutes to go, first quarter. Sales again takes it out to the 24 near the original line of scrimmage. Alabama has come from behind. The Crimson Tide with a touchdown, the extra point. They now lead Tennessee 21-17 at Birmingham. Remember, Alabama number 1 coming in, Texas number 2. On fourth down, Steve Cox to do the punting for Arkansas. Johnny Johnson is back deep for Texas, standing at his own 40-yard line. Low kick into the wind, but it hangs. Johnson makes the catch at the 38. And then backpedals to the 35 as they drop him there. So the Longhorns will take over from their own 35-yard line with 6:17 to go in the period. Texas nothing, Arkansas nothing.
Mr. Goodrich, there's a clunking noise in the back, and no one has been able to find it.
Well, I'll take a look.
Oh, good.
Mr. Goodwrench really understands your General Motors car, and dealer service bulletins from GM help him spot problems fast.
Find it?
Sure did. Found it right here in this new GM.
GM feeling
With Mr. Goodrich.
and genuine GM parts.
He's at over 6,000 participating GM dealers. National announces new rates that are so low, you'll have money left over for other things.
You could have bought more souvenirs, Gladys.
$13.95 a day weekends, $95 a week, rents an economy car with free mileage.
We'll spend it on something we need.
Yeah, like a good box of cigars.
And only $18.95 for a weekday with free mileage.
I think they undercharged us.
National Car. We've lowered the rent.
America's champion Charles Tickner in the 1980 Winter Olympics exclusively on ABC faces the challenge of Olympic gold.
The Longhorn Band, the burnt orange, buried in a sea of red at Memorial Stadium. Little Rock, Texas has it at their own 35-yard line. 1st and 10 with no score. Little, after faking to King, going deep, looking for Jones, but too long. Bryant back there. Nobody's going to go step for step with Jones. You got to play off a little bit, and the pass, of course, thrown 5 yards over his head.
Yeah, he just tried to hit a home run. As a matter of fact, both coaches said that they were going to do that. Holtz did it on the first play, and of course here in this drive with the wind, he's got 6 minutes and 10 seconds, Freddie Akers, of this quarter, and I think they'll probably try to throw the ball. That wind is pretty significant.
Second and 10. Little, near a first down to the 45. Jim Elliott, number 79, out of Fayetteville, Arkansas, making the tackle. And we've got Elliott isolated.
Jim Elliott, the defensive right tackle, leading tackler for the Arkansas Razorbacks. You see he's clear from the right side, pursues on the proper angle, and cuts Little down, but Little gets 10 yards before that happens.
He got about 9 3/4 because it's 3rd down and inches at the 45-yard line. So 3rd and short. And there's the first. Ozzie Riley stopping Little. Texas out at the 48-yard line. We're doing fine. How you doing? I tell you, what a weekend. This transcends a sporting event. It's far more than that in Arkansas, believe me. This is the major social event of the year. First down, Texas at the 48-yard line. Little, he's got a man at the 39-yard line, and that's complete for a first down. Brett Bryant making the tackle on Lamb Jones, number 26, gold medalist at Montreal 400-meter relay team, 76.
To fake the dive, you got to give Lamb Jones some air. You just can't. You've got to run with him, and he just runs down and breaks to the outside. And you can see the defender, number 25, Trent Bryant, giving him plenty of air. Rather give him that kind of yardage than a home run.
If it seems as if Texas is missing a Jones, they are. Ham, of course, was with Jam and Lamb last year, but he graduated. So we're down to 2. That's Lamb Jones in motion from the 38-yard line on first down. It's Jam Jones taking it to the 37. Jim Elliott was there, number 79.
He had a bruised shoulder from last week and didn't practice for the first 3 days, I guess. But Akers was saying that he was hurting. There's a firing out. Of course, you can see the defender's doing a good job here. There's Elliott again. He's made 2 plays. He's the leading tackler, and of course, we see why.
Second down and 9. 4:20 to go in the period. No score. Again, they send Lamb Jones in motion. And Little will pitch it back to Jam Jones. Inside the 30, the 20, Jam Jones. Touchdown, Texas. 37 yards for Jam Jones. Longhorns cash in on their 3rd possession. So far, it has belonged to Texas. Arkansas has been pinned deep in its own territory. Now the Horns cash in. John Goodson will attempt the point after. He is 6 for 6 thus far this season. Churchman to do the holding. And Goodson's kick is good. So 4:07 to go in the period. It's 7-0 Texas. Let's get an update on what's happening in Birmingham. And for that, let's go to Chris Schenkel in New York.
This is a live shot, single camera bonus coverage at Legion Field in Birmingham, Alabama. On the right in red, the nation's #1 team, Alabama. Against Tennessee, as we have 12:25 remaining in the ball game, Alabama on the right was stunned by Tennessee, trailing at one point of the game 0-17. But the Crimson Tide have come back. They scored in the second quarter, twice in the third, and now we're in the fourth as we look at the last touchdown, the go-ahead touchdown by the junior halfback, Major Ogilvy, scored it to put Alabama in front now by a score of 21-17. That is a live shot from Alabama. Back to Al Michaels.
Back in Little Rock, the kickoff by Goodson into the end zone, so the touchback out to the 20-yard line. The Razorbacks take it from there with 4:07. Again, the touchdown scored by Jam Jones, 24.
Counter option by Little. It was beautifully blocked. You see him optioning off the end, and now he's got everybody. He's got King leading, blocking well there, and when he gets into the secondary, it's all over with.
Now Arkansas trying to get something going on offense. Roland Sales fights his way out to the 26-yard line for a gain of 6. Doug Schenkel, 48, made the tackle. James Jones just put 6 on the board for Texas. From another angle now.
You see motion coming here with Jones. Reverse pivot by Little. Perfect option. Good dealing with the ball. King leading the option, and they get outside the containment, and that is the way to run the option play. You're looking at it, folks. Perfect.
Arkansas with a 2nd and 4. Anderson and Sales are the running backs. And Sales has a first down. So the Razorbacks take it out to the 32-yard line. Robin Sendline, 60, senior out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Johnny Johnson, senior out of LaGrange, Texas, up to make the tackle. From the 32-yard line. Sales, no room this time, gets a couple. Chuck Holloway made the tackle. Coming up on Monday from Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh. It'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Denver Broncos. On Monday Night Football, Steelers trying to rebound after the disaster in Cincinnati last week. And then a special Thursday edition coming up. Oakland with 50 points last week against Atlanta. Tom Flores has that club rolling again against San Diego on Thursday night. 2nd down and 7. Scanlon sacked back at the 26-yard line. Bill Acker and Steve McMichael. There they are, the two of them out of Freer, Texas, a town of less than 3,000. Turned it out of tandem of tackles like that.
They're trying a quick screen. Here comes McMichaels. They're going to hit and then slide to the left side of the play. You see the Stewart. Actually, it's a screen. He doesn't have a chance. It isn't so much that it's the pass rush as much as the play as it was designed was not able to be executed. He couldn't throw the ball.
3rd down and 15 from the 27. Texas leading 7-0. Scanlon to put it up again. Here comes the rush. Kevin moving out to the right side, and down he goes at the 28-yard line. So a minimal gain, maybe a yard on the play. It's Acker and Holloway who make the tackle. And Arkansas, after picking up that 1 first down, they are thwarted again, and Johnny Johnson will drop back to receive the kick from Cox.
I don't know what they had on that time, but the previous play, they were trying to quick screen, but the coverage was so great. The defenders are right on all the receivers. What a defense.
Steve Cox, Jr. from Charleston, Arkansas, transferred from Tulsa. Again, a very low kick into the wind with pretty good distance, but Johnson should be able to get a pretty good run back here from the 27. Moving to the outside. We've got a flag throw. Good coverage by the Razorbacks as Johnny gets it out to the 32-yard line. A low line drive kick, and Johnny looking for room to the outside, and a flag, a 44-yard punt.
I'll tell you, Cox has really kicked well into the wind. And, of course, with the additional penalty of clipping, the field position is going to be in tougher field position for Texas. Now Michigan over Illinois, 21-0, 4th period. Minnesota 24, Iowa 7. Iowa coming off of a great win over Northwestern. Indiana beating Northwestern 9-0 in the 3rd period. Miami of Ohio, my school, all right, 21-3. Ball State 24 over Central Michigan. That's a surprise. Kansas over Iowa State in the 4th period. Tulsa to TCU.
Here in Little Rock, it is 7-0 Texas. We have 1:19 to play in the first quarter. And the Longhorns starting this drive from their own 15-yard line. Donnie Little, the quarterback, giving it to Jam Jones. Up the middle he goes out to the 19 for a pickup of 4. Teddy Morris, the sophomore from Little Rock, number 57, making the tackle.
Al, one of the things, both teams use the veer, very similar to the dive and the option play and the passing games. And as a result, I think it's easier to defense one another because you know all the weaknesses and strengths of the offense. So the execution of that option play for the touchdown is really an accomplishment.
Jones taking it in from 37. Second down and 6. Out to Jones. This is Lamb, and he's got the first down as he takes it to the 29-yard line. Mike Massey over there to cover.
Here you are with Little. All the backs going to the left. You see him throwing the ball out to Jones. And you can't. He is so fast and quick. He's an Olympic winner. There he is. Just comes down, takes a step, gets the ball. You see the tackles coming out in front. Gets a block by number 79, Terry Tausch. Picks up close to a first down.
Lou Holtz took over for Frank Broyles, now the athletic director. Holtz in his third year. From the 30, Lamb Jones in motion. And Jam Jones out to the 32-yard line. Teddy Morris, 57, making the stop.
The Arkansas Ball Club and Lou Holtz, as we had a picture of him here a minute ago, he lost the entire interior defense, both linebackers and half of his secondary. And I think the defense has played very well, considering the enormous losses. They only had the ends coming back and a couple of the secondary people. And they've gelled together. They're a good defensive team.
On the opposite sideline, Freddie Akers. Both men, of course, replacing legends. Akers taking over for Darrell Royal. Holtz taking over for Frank Broyles. And both with great success.
See, he's got that defense. Fred Akers had that defense played together now. This is for the third year, and he says they ought to be playing well.
Justin over there when Johnny goes.
Most people, let's listen in and see if we can pick up what Freddie says.
All right, let me ask you this. Can we get Katie open over the post?
We can get it in there. Keep it down.
All right, now Johnny goes. Right. See where we got 20 seconds. I want to get that thing here. I think we'll do it right now. What I want you to do is go on forward so Johnny can get out there. Go slot right motion. And go 90 max. Sam Post.
See what he's going to do? He's going to send him to the post, going to fake a run action. He looks like he's going for a home run on this one.
Well, that's why Texas called timeout, because this will be probably the final play of the first quarter, and Freddie wanted to take advantage of that wind. So remember, they're going to be going into a 20-mile-an-hour wind after another 12 seconds of play. Jones in motion. Little with a straight drop.
There he is.
Taking advantage of the wind, but overshoots Koenig, who was covered well on the play. 7 seconds remaining, so they have the advantage of maybe one more, possibly two, with the wind. Trent Bryant making the tackle. It's third down. Seemed to me you'd want to throw another pass here, or maybe, well, they're even going to send in the punting unit. They don't want to take a chance of time running out, so they figure, despite the fact it's third down, it's their last chance to kick with the wind, and that's why Goodson has come in right here.
That's a brilliant move. Real strategical move. I'll tell you, there aren't many coaches that think this way. I think Freddie Akers is making a great decision here.
Anderson dropping back deep. Goodson does not get much foot, but he might get a nice bounce. It's inside the 25, rolling inside the 20, and out of bounds at about the 16 as time has expired. So the first quarter is over at War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock. The score, Texas 7, Arkansas nothing.
The world's most advanced twin-blade razors are only as careful, gotcha, as you are. The Norelco rechargeable rotary razor has 36 surgical steel blades, carefully protected by 3 floating heads, and a unique shaving angle for a very close shave wherever you are, without a nick or a cut. The choice is yours. The close, careful Norelco rechargeable rotary razor, or 2 blades and gotcha.
The way I look
look at it, I don't work for Beach. I work for my clients. But I really wouldn't work anyplace else but Beach. I'm a very competitive person. Anything I do, I'm in it to win. And Beach really helps me. We get backup, like this market comment, every morning. Research up to the minute. You know, I work very hard to try and be a winner for my clients. So I work for Beach because Beach works very hard for me.
The winning attitude at Beach. Put it to work for you.
The 1980 Chevrolet Monte Carlo, with its rich new interior and its distinguished new exterior. A responsive V6 so efficient, it offers these impressive EPA mileage estimates. And there's something else new and exciting. An available turbocharged V6 engine that gives passing acceleration on demand. But above all, Monte Carlo's a sheer joy to drive. 1980 Monte Carlo from Chevrolet.
The man who filled the shoes, figuratively speaking, of course, of Russell Erxleben as you look at John Goodson, who just took advantage of the wind to get the punt away, and now as they change sides to begin the second quarter, it's Arkansas with the wind. From the 16-yard line, the new quarterback is Tom Jones, number 11, who takes over for Scanlon, and the new running back taking it through the middle is Mark Douglas, a freshman out of Van Buren, Arkansas. So Lou Holtz making some switches here. As you look at Tom Jones, he is the brother of Bert Jones and the son of Dub Jones.
And Dub was a teammate of mine when I was with the Cleveland Browns, but Mark Douglas has carried the ball 11 times for 82 yards and a 7.5 average, and he just about kept his average right there.
It's second down and a short 3 from the 24. Sales close to a first down. Georgia, after the win last week over LSU, leading Vanderbilt. Fourth quarter. Auburn handily over Georgia Tech by 24. A final. Mississippi State routing Marshall in the third. And North Carolina, the Tar Heels, breaking on top of the Wolfpack with Clemson a winner over Duke 28-10. It's a first down for Arkansas at the 28-yard line. Tom Jones, a freshman from Ruston, Louisiana. The roll, looking for Sales, but overshoots it. Sales was able to get loose. He got behind Chuck Holloway, and it's incomplete. Second down.
Overthrew him just a little bit there. He was open. He looks a little bit like Bert, too, doesn't he?
You know, he was very skinny coming out of high school. It's interesting. Here's a fella, as a freshman, seeing a lot of action as you look at other scores. And yet Arkansas was really the only school that was interested in Tom Jones.
Well, he was only about 160 pounds, I think, or less. He's up to 184, 87 now. He's got on a great program and really improved himself as far as his physical stature is concerned. And he can really hum the ball.
His brother Bert, of course, now with the Colts, went to LSU. Took him a while to fill out. Second down, going deep. Looking for Duckworth. Oh! Complete. Had it in his hands. Bobby Duckworth had a step that time on Vance Bedford and couldn't hold on.
He threw that ball a long way. He just comes right back. He's got 5 receivers out. Texas uses a lot of man-to-man. You see, he's got him beaten. It goes right through his arms, and he is a super receiver. He can run a 4.35 40. You see, he's running right past Vance Bedford, the defender number 41. Watch the ball go right through his hands. This is unusual for Duckworth. Right there. Oh.
Third down and 10. Look out from the blind side. And he's wrestled down to the 21. That's Tim Campbell, Earl's younger brother.
Freddie was saying yesterday, boy, he's got a nose for the ball. He's always on the ball, I'll tell you. You see him coming from the left side of your screen. Jones comes down. Here he comes. He beats the blocker, number 62, who is Philip Moon. Ran right by him, of course, and put him on the ground.
Steve Cox punting with the wind. Johnny Johnson, single safety, back to the horns at the 37-yard line. Great kick. Johnson has to keep going back. Still backpedaling at the 15-yard line. And good coverage by Arkansas for the moment. And they finally get him at the 29-yard line. A 63-yard kick with a 20-mile-an-hour wind by Steve Cox. 13:06 to go in the half. Nothing, Texas.
Goodyear Tiempo, official tire of the 1980 Winter Olympics, brings you Art Devlin, Vice President, Lake Placid Olympic Committee.
On my own car, Tiempos are marvelous. And I think one of the smartest things we did was to put Tiempos on the Olympic cars. They're just great.
Tiempo is the snow tire, rain tire. One tire that does it all.
The guy who designed this tire really knew what he was doing.
Get Goodyear Tiempo, the all-season radial, and eliminate winter tire changeover.
From the people who brought you the workmate comes the incredible bench top. You can put it on a table or clamp it to a chair or use it on a roof or almost anywhere. It goes up in the attic or the basement down below. There's almost no place the bench top won't go. Black & Decker's bench top workmate, portable work center and backs. It turns the whole world into a workshop.
In Little Rock, Al Michaels and Ara Parseghian, 7-0 Texas. Jam Jones took it in from 37 yards out. Goodson converted. And Texas has it at its own 29-yard line early in the second quarter with Lamb Jones in motion. Leroy King out to the 33-yard line. Alabama has scored again in the Crimson Tide. Fight from behind, leading Tennessee 27-17 late in the fourth quarter. We'll have highlights of that game at halftime. Second down, call it 6. Looking for Jones and throws back of it. Incomplete.
That's the kind of play you've got to be careful with. It might be a lateral. It's a live ball. Anytime there's any question of doubt, why the defenders should come in there and recover the football. Of course, they ruled that a forward pass, but the kind that you're throwing from inside out.
There's the vantage point from amongst the sea of red here at War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock. Incidentally, the campus is located at Fayetteville. It's 140 miles to the northwest. And Arkansas splits its home schedule. Third down and 6. Little intercepted at the 46-yard line by Kevin Evans. And dropped at the 40. So Arkansas gets its first big break on the interception by Kevin Evans out of North Little Rock.
Little really puts some zip on this ball. He really delivers it. And Evans steps in here and makes a great interception. Watch this. Watch Little really fire that ball. It's there quick, but Evans steps inside. And, of course, he's not sure where he wants to run it. So hang on to the ball, I guess.
So the crowd comes to life again. Jones asking for quiet from the 40-yard line. Kevin Scanlon is now back in at quarterback. So after Jones had guided the team through one series, it is Scanlon who started the game and played the whole first quarter, carrying for a gain of a couple as Tim Campbell and Bill Acker converged to make the stop.
And you can see the strength of that Texas defense. I think probably Lou Holtz is going to put that ball up in the air, some kind of run-action pass. If he expects to maintain possession of it, this defense is so strong, and they've got great field position here. See if they can capitalize on it.
They're strong, and really there's nothing fancy about that Texas defense. 4-3-4 basic alignment, and they really come at you. Scanlon on the pitch back to the freshman, Douglas. No rule. Loss of 1. Third down 9. Update the scoreboard for you again. Alabama fighting from behind after the Vols looked like they were on their way to an upset in that one. Highlights at halftime. Nebraska handling Oklahoma State without too much of a problem in the third quarter. The one that many of you saw, USC and Charles White over Notre Dame. SMU meeting Houston tonight. Ohio State, powerhouse, 59-0 over Wisconsin. 7th-ranked Florida State idol. Oklahoma having a tough time with Kansas State. 3rd and 9.
Middle
deep
screen.
drop. Good screen is set up. And to the 29-yard line, and I think the first down goes Darrell Mason, the tight end. He's very close to a first down.
You got to scramble around and find different ways to beat that defense. I'll tell you, they're so strong on the conventional runs and passes. You'll see Scanlon come back, and they set up a middle screen. Of course, the tackles are coming. McMichaels, right, there's the middle screen right there, and of course he bleeds a first down out of it, I think.
Well, the crowd was booing because they moved the ball back to the 30. This is going to be interesting. Take a look.
Oh,
whoa, that's why the crowd was booing.
Well, this is going to be a key play.
So Freddie Akers, watching his defense, trying to hold. Arkansas is going to go for it. Fourth down and an inch at the 30. Scanlon's got it. Straight ahead.
Watch the offensive line fire out, and he gets the first down very easily.
First down, Arkansas. We have 10:41 remaining. First half. Texas leads 7-0. From the 28-yard line. Scanlon pitching to Anderson. He's got room. Good move. The 10, the 5. Touchdown, Arkansas. With Ish Ordonez, last year's conference scoring leader, to attempt the point after. The kick is good.
An option play to the left. It's well blocked. It's almost the identical play that Texas scored on. You see Anderson fumbles the ball briefly, cuts it back inside of number 41, Vance Bedford, and of course he's headed for the end zone just like Jones was.
We're tied 7-7 in the second.
We're at the National Computer Conference. Over 400 computer companies are showing their products. And IBM is showing its lower-priced 4331 computer.
This is built for an office environment, doesn't need extra air conditioning.
Logic inside this machine is only about the size of a toaster oven.
This IBM computer incorporates important technological innovations. For example, logic circuits that used to take up this much space now take up this much.
We're giving you more capability at a lower cost.
This has got to be the only industry with the prices going down.
Compared to previous IBM computers of similar capacity, this computer uses 70% less energy and sells for less than half the price.
Yeah, that should cut out cost.
IBM never stops working to improve the computer. But then, IBM's competitors aren't standing still either. IBM, helping put information to work for people.
This fall is the second year of competition for 38 schools in the NCAA's new Division I AA football group. Florida A&M defeated Massachusetts for the championship last year, and the 1979 season climaxes with the title game December 15th, to be covered by ABC.
Freshman Gary Anderson out of Columbia, Missouri. 28 yards as they move in quickly. 4 plays, 40 yards to tie the game 7-7. 10:26 to go in the half. Cox to kick off for Arkansas with the wind, and he'll put that one into Missouri.
Okay, you take a look at this option play. He fakes the dive, deals the ball off to Anderson, and of course he gets good blocking, and he's home free. Anderson's just a freshman, too.
Lou Holtz contending he's got to get people to the outside. He said Gary Anderson is his top threat to the outside. Roland Sales is their leading ball carrier, but Sales is mainly a tackle-to-tackle runner. And Anderson with room from 28.
Well, you know, they lost Tom Brown, their best runner. I think it was in the Oklahoma State game.
They think they can hardship Brown and save another year of eligibility for him. Little from the 20, gets out to the 22. Hugh Jernigan came up from the corner to take care of it. Number 24. The Wolverines. 21-0 over Illinois in the fourth. And Purdue leading Michigan State in the fourth. Spartans having a tough time. Minnesota a winner over the Hawkeyes. And Indiana shutting Northwestern out in the fourth. Miami leading Bowling Green in the fourth. Second down and 8 from the 22. King, gain of 3. Jim Elliott, 79, made the tackle. Our director, Larry Camp, turned 40 this week, so that's his idea of a honey shot these days.
Boy, you can just feel the momentum in this ball game. It's shifted. The crowd is just alive. Texas, of course, is coming off of an emotional victory of a week ago. It's tough to get a team up 2 weeks in a row. I've experienced that as a football coach, and of course we were going to talk about that and visit with the fans prior to the show. They didn't have an opportunity, but the emotions are very important in this game.
Texas has called a timeout. They've taken their second of the half, 9:23 to go in the quarter. We're tied at 7.
Everything about Camaro Berlinetta quickens your pulse. The subtle good looks and aerodynamic shape. The seats done in rich, tailored cloths. A special insulation package that helps reduce noise. You get a special smooth suspension system and economical V6 power. But the real thrill of a Berlinetta is the driving, because under all this comfort beats the heart of a Camaro, the hugger, from Chevrolet.
Challenge. Create a communications nerve center at Lake Placid, deep in the Adirondacks. Not just phones, but new cables, a new electronic switching system. Provisions for multilingual services, and a new lightwave and microwave route to transmit television pictures.
Systems operative.
The purpose? To bring you all the excitement of the 1980 Winter Olympics. The Bell System. Keeping your communication system the best in the world.
9 minutes and 23 seconds remaining in the half. A 7-7 tie. Texas has a 3rd down and 5 at their own 25. With Lamb Jones in motion as they operate this time from the eye. The fake, and the pass is complete to the 38-yard line to Koenig. Les Koenig stopped by Hugh Jernigan. First down, Longhorns.
Good run action pass to the left. The linebacker had to hold, and there was no underneath coverage. Watch here. Little fakes the ball. Before number 51, the end, and the linebacker can get back, there's no one to help and shelter number 24, Hugh Jernigan. Another ground level shot of it. He fakes inside, comes back. He's got him wide open on the sideline. Big play for the Longhorns. They maintain possession, and they're going into the wind.
Little is now 3 out of 10. He's had 1 picked off, 38 yards through the air. First down from the 38. Out of the eye comes Jan Jones straight ahead to the 42-yard line. Danny Phillips, 76, out of Heritage, Arkansas, making the tackle, a junior. Second down and 6. Boy, it hasn't been 10 years. Think about that. What they call the game of the century between these two teams in Fayetteville. 1969, the Longhorns came from behind to win in fourth quarter, 15-14 to win the national championship. A decade ago, Jones goes to the outside, and Jam is out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Mike Massey made the tackle. They're shy of the first.
About 3rd and about 2, it looks like, over there. Hey, Arkansas would like to get that ball back and use that wind this quarter. And, of course, Texas would like to maintain possession of it and keep the ball away from them. They're doing a fairly decent job of it thus far.
Let's emphasize again the wind as you look at the field blowing from right to left. So Texas going into the wind. It's a key factor, especially as far as the kicking game is concerned now. Blowing at about 20 miles an hour. 3rd down and 2 from the 46. Little turning it up and getting to about the 48-yard line. I think he's got it. Alfred Mohammed made the tackle. Let's wait and see where they spot the ball.
Good piece of running by Little, because the Arkansas team came into a goal line type of defense, veered to the side that he was going, and they got a lot of penetration, and Little was able to come on here and make the first down. Look at all the red shirts into the secondary here. Number 54, Jim Howard, does a good job, but he gets the yardage and the first down by good running.
First down, Longhorns at their own 48. 8:12 to go in the first half. A 7-7 tie. to the 50. And wrestled down by Danny Phillips. Had him in a hammerlock.
Good job by Phillips.
Danny Phillips, number 76, 6'1", 234-pound junior. It's a much improved defense. That was what a lot of folks were worried about, and not too many people thought that Arkansas would wind up in the top 10. They were severely hurt by graduation. Remember, they lost people like Jerry Eckwood, the great running back.
They were picked 6th in the conference, and here they are undefeated and giving Texas a whale of a ball game.
5-0 coming in. Lamb Jones in motion on 2nd and 8 from midfield. Little, that didn't fool anybody, but Little is able to turn what would have been a loss into a yard gain. Two Razorbacks missed him, Jim Howard and Danny Phillips.
Looked like he was trying to bootleg the ball by himself. With number 54, Jim Howard, the end, gonna have any of that. He stayed right in there and contained him. He didn't make the tackle right on, but he created enough to make him stumble.
We've been hearing that all week. Third down, 7 from the 49, and now time called again. They had trouble lining up, so Texas has just spent its last time out of the first half. They used all 3, and we have 6:40 to play in the period. In Little Rock, it's Texas 7, Arkansas 7.
Hi, I'm an independent Texaco retailer. Not really. But when I grow up, maybe I'll go into business for myself and run a Texaco station like my daddy does. Make all the decisions, hire my own help, set my own prices. And Texaco will help me a lot, but I'll be the boss. Yes, Mama says to come home for dinner right now.
Texaco's independent retailers, working to keep your trust.
When you break horses for a living and you do it wrong, they can break you first. But when you do it right, you can turn a terrified animal into a horse a man can count on. And now comes Miller time. Time to head for the best tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life.
If you've got the time, if you've got the time, we've got the beer, Miller Beer.
Your favorite television stars up to their necks in fun. Lots to look at Friday night, November 2nd. The Battle of the Network Stars on ABC.
With 6:40 left until halftime, a 7-7 tie. It's third down and 7. Texas at the Arkansas 49-yard line. They have just spent their last time out of the half. Donnie Little under pressure. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Jeff Goff, number 34, making the tackle out of Benton, Arkansas. Final score, Alabama coming from behind and probably maintaining their number 1 position by doing so, winning 27-17. Oklahoma, after stuttering for a while, they've now moved out on Kansas State 31-6. Nobody was back deep. They're going to let this kick bounce, and can they down it? Let's see. No. Into the end zone it goes, so a 49-yard punt by Goodson. And the Razorbacks to take over at their own 20-yard line. So a stuttering and a lackluster beginning for Arkansas, but now the Razorbacks have things in gears. You can see total offense still dominated by the Horns, who have picked up 8 first downs to the Razorbacks 4.
Well, Arkansas was hard-pressed in that first quarter with the mistakes that they made. The interception, and, of course, fielding the ball on the 1-yard line. But I think they escaped very well with only 1 touchdown, considering the problems they had.
Straight ahead, Douglas. Gain of about 3. Less than 6 minutes to go now in the half. McMichael in on the tackle. Pickup of, let's call it 4. Second down and 6. Arkansas at the 24-yard line. They send Stiggers wide to the right and Duckworth to the left. This is Anderson who scored the touchdown. He gets it out to the 29. Doug Schenkel made the tackle. It'll be 3rd down and a yard.
Put a little finesse on him that time. They pulled the guard and tackle to the right. And, of course, the defensive tackle, Steve McMichael, flowed with it, and he had good pop in there. He could have gone for a long one. Uh-oh, there's Anderson without a shoe. He's got to play with a shoe.
He's got to come out. So Gary Woods replaces him, number 22. Home of Gary Anderson. Bearden, Arkansas. The man who scored the TD, the freshman.
You know, Lou was telling me, I guess it was Thursday, that he had designed some additional blocking to try to make some yardage on the inside and force the Texas team to adjust to what their basic defense is. They play their basic defense so well that he needed a couple of gadgets in there and blocking combinations to try to maintain possession. Now, that last play where they popped out of there for pretty good yardage was an example of it.
Arkansas just used a timeout here on 3rd down. You saw the shoe come off. Anderson came out, and they elected to call time. So they spend their first of the half with 5:03 to go in the second quarter. Arkansas 7, Texas 7. It's 3rd down and a yard from the 29. Kevin Scanlon from Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. Joe Namath's hometown. Straight ahead he goes. And his progress out to about the 30-yard line or just past. And remember, all they have to do is put the nose of the ball on the stripe for the first, and they have it. College football 79. Coming up tomorrow, you'll see highlights of those games. Tennessee, Alabama, the great one, of course, at South Bend. You'll see Ohio State routing Wisconsin. Pitt, Washington, the big one, of course, in North Carolina. Purdue, Michigan State. On College Football 79 tomorrow. Check your local listings for the time in your area. First down just outside the 30. Anderson. And he takes it to the 41. That should be a first. Johnny Johnson making the tackle.
There it was again to the other side. They're finessing in there. You can see the linebackers and the tackles are a little concerned. Take a look in here. You watch the left side, you see the left guard pulls. And of course, Acker comes through. He thinks he's got the play, but the ball's gone. They just finesse him. They charge so hard in there, they're using their defensive excellence as a disadvantage to them.
It's Sales taking it out to the 42. You know what you're saying, Aaron, it almost reminds me of what some coaches have felt and have said recently about Texas. A lot of teams, they figure, well, we want to get you to a 4th and 3 where you have to punt. Texas wants to get you to a 4th and 15.
That's right. But boy, they play that defense so well. The better the defensive team, the better chance you have of finessing or trying to get behind them because they either charge so hard or they flow so well. This Texas team takes their front 4 and they come at you. The linebackers do the cleanup and the mop-up. The finesse blocking is working.
2nd down and 8. Good protection. Scanlon throwing and nearly intercepted. At the 31-yard line, Vance Bedford nearly had it picked off. The pass intended for the freshman Derek Holloway.
Well, Vance could have had that very easily. He just comes right back to the pocket. They put 5 men out on this play. He gets good protection here. No one's rushing him. And you see, Bedford could have had that very easily.
Out of the lineup, Acker.
They see the coach talking to him now, and he's going to tell him that I've been finessed.
3rd down and 8. Fake draw, fake screen, and they come back the other way to Sales, but it's read perfectly. Chuck Holloway, number 90, stayed right there. Senior from Bakersfield, California, to set up a 4th down. And Cox comes in to punt with the win, with 2:30 and counting.
Chuck Holloway did a super job. They were man-to-man coverage. They faked the pass to the right, came back with a screen to the left, and he was right there. Holloway stayed right on his man. Great piece of defensive work.
Cox, who got off that booming kick with the win, 63-yarder, a low kick, but again, good distance. They'll just let this one bounce, and it started to go sideways, but into the end zone it goes. So the Longhorns come out. They'll begin from the 20 with 2:09 showing on the clock, and they'll be going into the win. 7-7 tie in Little Rock before 55,000. Penn State, after a stuttering start. Remember, they lost to Texas A&M and Nebraska, but Paterno has things back in order. Navy Another victory. And Baylor routs Army. Temple in the fourth quarter, coming off that win over Syracuse last week. And Yale handling Columbia. Brown, a 3-touchdown victor over Cornell, and Dartmouth beats Harvard by a field goal. On first down from the 20, they give it to Jam Jones, who picks up 6 yards. Teddy Morris, 57, the linebacker on the right side, makes the tackle. This series has been an immensely frustrating one to Arkansas. You know, these two teams have had great squads over the years, but Texas has defeated Arkansas 11 of the last 12 meetings. Arkansas has not defeated Texas since 1971, which incidentally was the last time that this game was played in Little Rock. 2nd and 4. King tries to fight for a first down. He's pushed back from the 30. We'll see where forward progress is as the clock runs, and we have 1:25 remaining in the half. And it is a first down with the nose of the ball on the chalk at the 30. $55,000 here today. 51,000 Arkansas boosters. The allotment for Texas, 4,000 seats, including the band. Lawrence Sampleton in the game, the tight end on the right side. He's been bothered by a bruised shoulder. So Freddie Akers has him back in the lineup. On first down, Donnie Lou on a roll. And keeping. And down he goes at the 39. Now keep in mind, as the clock runs with 55 seconds to go in the half, Texas has spent all of its timeouts. So they cannot stop the clock except by going out of bounds.
Right, they'll have to throw a quick pass out of bounds if they want to control the clock. It's running on them now. I don't think as a result of their field position they want to take any chances and give Arkansas the ball and the wind. I think they'll be content to run this half out. But there's no question about it. That flag is standing up, and the wind will be a big factor in the second half.
2nd down and 1 on what could be the final play of the first half. And Jam Jones has a first down. That's all academic, though, as far as Texas is concerned. They can't stop the clock. Arkansas could, but there's no reason for them to elect to do such at this particular point on a first down situation here. So when they restart the clock again, that should do it.
Right, he winds it up right now. If they stop the clock to mark the first down, and of course he winds it, they're going to let this half run out.
From the 41, Longhorns don't have to run a play if they don't want, but they do anyway. And Little will put it up on the final play of the first half and swing it out here to King on the right side. And they converge on Leroy, and down he goes as time expires. The first half over at War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock. It was a good one. It's Texas 7, Arkansas 7 at the half.
Fantasy Island returns to Saturdays to round off an evening of comedy and adventure. First on the ropers, Helen's puppy's driving Stanley crazy till he uses it to catch a pussycat. And Nick's being seduced by a lady peddling X-rated pictures on detective school. Then Isaac's red-hot expose blows the lid off the love boat.
I'm never going to be able to show my face.
And on Fantasy Island, a sexy secretary plays boss, and 2 chained men will do anything to fulfill their fantasy.
Tonight, starting at 8, 7 Central and Mountain on ABC.
Your stations for your news, TV 40 Fort Smith, TV 29 Fayetteville Springdale.
We want to be a part of your life to help in every way. So you can count on us at Merchants National Bank. We want to serve you in all your banking needs. To be a part of your family, you can count on banking as it should be at Merchants National Bank.
You are assured of the best wheel and tire service at Jim Griswold Tire Company of Fort Smith. You are assured of top quality treads with road champions like Michelin, CBI, Avati, and Grand Prix. You are assured of courteous, friendly relationships with tire people who know their business and really want to serve you better. Let Jim Griswold Tire Company at 3002 Towson Avenue take care of all your wheel and tire needs with prompt in-and-out service. Open 5 days a week, 8 to 5 p.m. Use your Visa, MasterCharge, or Savings Plus at Jim Griswold Tire Company.
In Little Rock, It's halftime. Al Michaels along with Ara Parseghian at War Memorial Stadium. Good first half, a 7-7 tie. These games always seem to be close over the years. Doesn't matter what one team has and the other team doesn't have. You can count on a shootout when you've got Texas and Arkansas.
Very true, Al. 13-9 2 years ago, 28-21 last year. And here we are with a 7-7 game. But both teams always come in with great defenses, sound people.
Well, we've got highlights at halftime of the SC Notre Dame game and the Tennessee-Alabama game as part of our Fireman's Fund Flashback. And today, our Fireman's Fund Flashback is brought to you by Fireman's Fund Insurance. And Fireman's Fund Insurance is brought to you by an independent agent near you. What a battle in South Bend today as SC and Charles White defeated Notre Dame in a wild one. And for highlights of that, and of course what's happening in Birmingham, let's go to New York. Chris Schenkel and Dave Dials.
The two teams that shared the national championship last year today met bitter rivals. First in South Bend, Indiana. Highlights of the SC Notre Dame game, and what a day it was for quarterback Paul McDonald. The lefty hit Dan Garcia 8 times. Garcia picking up 149 yards, scoring 1 touchdown. For McDonald, his best day ever, 21 of 32, 311 yards and 2 touchdowns. But for Charles White, it was a banner afternoon. 261 yards rushing, scoring 4 touchdowns, carried the ball 44 times, the most ever against Notre Dame. And for White, it put him in the number 3 position in total career rushing yards behind Tony Dorsett and Archie Griffin. 42-23, the Trojans go back to California with the win over Notre Dame. And Dave Dials watched with interest a big game in the South.
They played down at Legion Field in Alabama, and Alabama went in against Tennessee, #1 team in the nation and leading the nation in 7 statistical categories. Alabama was just lucky enough to hold on, but the Tide couldn't hold on to the football all afternoon. The quarterback, number 10, Stedman Shealy, fumbling in the first period, and Tennessee's middle guard, Carlton Gunn, number 65, a big freshman out of Tampa, Florida, pounces on the ball at the Alabama 15. In all, Alabama fumbled the ball 6 times in the first half and lost the ball 4 times, and later lost it in the second half 1 time. This is Tennessee quarterback Jimmy Streeter, number 6, rolling and throwing to sprint end Phil Lindgren, number 4, all alone in the end zone for Tennessee's first touchdown. The first point scored on Alabama in the first period this season. The point after made it 7-0. Now 2nd and 8 for Tennessee at the Alabama 29. First period against Streeter, passing this time to his running back, Hubert Simpson, number 32, good for 25 yards to the Alabama 4, and 3 plays later, the veteran Streeter takes it in for the touchdown, and the point after made the score. The Volunteers of Johnny Majors 14, and Bear Bryant's Crimson Tide nothing. Tennessee added a field goal to make it 17-0. Alabama got an interception, then a touchdown. Tim Travis, number 88, catching a pass from Stedman Shealy, 32 yards. An Alabama touchdown, and the point after was good. That made it 17-7 for Tennessee. Alabama seeking its 19th straight Southeastern Conference victory. Now the action's in the 3rd period, and Major Ogilvy, Alabama's best runner, is right at the doorstep. The referee says his knee touched at the 1-yard line. Ogilvy plunged in for the score. Point after made it 17-14, but Tennessee still leading. Now, very late in the 3rd period, Alabama put on a typical drive, consuming nearly 7 minutes and 16 plays. Major Ogilvy again going over for the go-ahead touchdown, topping a 70-yard drive. He took a pitch out from Don Jacobs, went in from the 7. The point after made it 21-17. Bear Bryant used 2 quarterbacks in there today. Don Jacobs went in a draw play up the middle. The extra point failed, but that didn't make any difference. Jacobs, number 5, goes in, 27 unanswered points, and Alabama wins it 27-17.
You know, if you've ever looked for business insurance, you've found out how important it is to get protection that exactly fits your needs. Well, this hat, the symbol of Fireman's Fund Insurance Companies, fits almost everyone, large or small. For example, in the music field, it helps cover the world-famous Boston Symphony and the Manchester Music Audio Center. In publishing, the Chicago Tribune and the weekly Cape Cod Chronicle. In electronics, gigantic Raytheon Company, as well as Tom Hall's radio and TV. It even helps cover the Chicago Cubs. So for business insurance that's tailor-made for you, along with money-saving loss control programs that really work, make sure you ask your independent agent about Fireman's Fund. Because whether your business is large or small, you'll find this hat is just your size. In the yellow pages, Fireman's Fund Insurance Companies, subsidiaries of American Express.
In Little Rock, our halftime score, Texas 7, Arkansas 7. Number 2, Texas. Number 10, Arkansas. Both unbeaten coming in. The Horns 4-0. Razorbacks 5-0. As you look at the University of Texas marching band, the Longhorn marching band under the direction of Tom Rhodes. The site of the campus of the University of Texas. Let's pay a visit.
Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. These words have guided generations of students at the University of Texas at Austin. For almost a century, the university has been striving for excellence in teaching, public service, and research. Teachers and learners throughout the campus at UT Austin are exploring a range of unanswered questions in dozens of activities. Advanced equipment aids research in the mysteries of the human body, energy, the vastness of outer space. This, then, is the commitment to excellence at the University of Texas at Austin. Ye shall know the truth.
Halftime score 7-7, and we're back in time to listen to the Longhorn Band and Texas Fight. A 7-7 tie at halftime. Arkansas and Texas right now. The ABC News halftime report. Let's join Barry Serafin.
From ABC News in New York, the halftime report with Barry Serafin.
Good afternoon. Memories were mixed with political undercurrents today when the John F. Kennedy Library was dedicated in Boston. Members of the slain president's family and many of those who served with him were there, along with the current occupant of the White House. Catherine Mackin reports.
For these men and women of the Kennedy administration and for the Kennedy family, many of them too young to remember, the library dedication was a return to Camelot, to the 1,000 days John Kennedy was president.
In that brief, unfinished journey, he made us believe once more in the great historic purpose of this land. He filled America with pride and made this nation young again.
For President Carter and Senator Kennedy, now political rivals for the White House, the dedication was awkward, relieved, as Mr. Carter recalled, a joking moment when John Kennedy agreed the presidency was a tough job, but he still would not recommend anyone else take it until he finished with it. Mr. Carter said the same is true today. Catherine Mackin, ABC News, Boston.
One of you could tell us whether.
The Presidential Commission investigating the accident at 3 Mile Island was reported today to have voted to suspend construction of new nuclear reactors. Such a ban could affect applications now before the government for 14 new construction permits and licensing for 41 nuclear plants now being built. Science editor Jules Bergman is here to tell us about the Commission's proposal. Jules?
No one has died as yet or has even been seriously injured, but it was close. Much too close, the Presidential Commission has found. And so the preliminary vote to recommend that construction of new reactors be stopped until the Commission's proposals for improving nuclear safety have been adopted. The Presidential Commission, which has been meeting since April, is in its final closed session, a session that began today and lasts through Monday. They will then ratify the earlier vote or amend it. Then the final report will be written and is expected to be released at the end of October. The report is expected to call for the reorganization of the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, with a safety director having more power than the commissioners. Barry?
Thank you, Jules. Iran called today for an emergency meeting of OPEC nations this fall to consider still higher oil prices. Iran raised the price of its crude oil 11% last week. A tiny fish, the snail darter, almost blocked construction of the controversial Tellico Dam near Knoxville, Tennessee. Now, opponents of the dam with other common interests have gathered in an 11th-hour effort to block the project. Al Dale reports.
They began to arrive last night by car, camper, and pickup truck to these ancient burial grounds, which the Tellico Dam may soon cover with water. Beside their campfires, the protesters, Cherokees, farmers, and environmentalists talked of their common goal to stop the dam. The structure itself, astride the Little Tennessee River, is virtually complete. Its finish was held up for 2 years to save the tiny snail darter fish from possible extinction. But the restriction recently was lifted, and the Tennessee Valley Authority announced the gates would be closed as early as November 9th. The Cherokees went to court, claiming the dam would rob them of their heritage. They are supported by farmers who want their land back and others who say the dam simply is not needed. On the other hand, many people in this area want a lake to be formed here for the economic and recreational benefits they believe it would bring. Opposing views will be aired in court next week during a hearing on the Cherokee Indian suit to stop completion of the dam. Al Dale, ABC News, at the Tellico Dam near Knoxville.
3-year-old Chad Green, who died of leukemia 8 days ago, was buried today in Nebraska. The youngster became the center of controversy when his parents took him to Mexico for Laetrile treatment in spite of a court order. Richard Make reports.
Chad Green's odyssey ended where it had begun, in Hastings, Nebraska. Jerry and Diane Green had moved from here to Boston 2 years ago, so Chad could undergo chemotherapy. Within a year, the parents discontinued the treatment, claiming it had injured Chad physically and emotionally. The Greens then took their son to Mexico, where they hoped he would be cured by a special diet and Laetrile. 9 months later, Chad Green died.
I don't think we have any regrets in anything that we've done. We did everything that we felt was humanly possible to save our son's life.
Massachusetts authorities want to prosecute the Greens for discontinuing Chad's chemotherapy. To avoid arrest, the couple is moving to California, where they have been promised freedom from extradition. Richard Make, ABC News, Hastings, Nebraska.
Chad Green's father collapsed right after the funeral and was taken to a hospital with severe abdominal pains. That's our halftime report. More news later on the Weekend Report. For all of us at ABC News, good afternoon.
The Halftime Report has been a presentation of ABC's World News Tonight.
There's the halftime score in Little Rock, Arkansas, Texas and Arkansas. In their annual shootout, a 7-7 tie. A warm day, temperature in the 80s, stiff breeze blowing out of the south from right to left. And at halftime, let's listen in. The University of Arkansas marching Razorback Band under the direction of Eldon Jansen. Tie at halftime in Little Rock, and we'll be back at War Memorial Stadium after this word from the NCAA.
At this recent NCAA convention, over 500 member colleges met to vote on proposed rule changes, and every member had an equal voice. Rules and regulations are determined by the members themselves, and any member can propose a change in the Constitution or bylaws. If 5 other colleges support the position, the amendment is presented to the convention. Any subject is open to discussion and change. Recruiting practices, scholarship and coaching limits, rising costs. The convention annually elects the NCAA Council, which along with the Executive Committee administer the day-to-day workings of the 860-member organization. With more than 100 rules changes considered every year, the NCAA is truly a dynamic and representative organization. Working to better college athletics, this is the NCAA.
The preceding message was furnished by the NCAA.
Halftime, Texas 7, Arkansas 7. The crowd, 55,000 at War Memorial Stadium. Grand old flag, as presented by the University of Arkansas Marching Razorback Band. The campus, of course, of the University of Arkansas, located in Fayetteville, 140 miles to the northwest. Let's go there.
The names of all of its graduates inscribed on Senior Walk indicate that the University of Arkansas is a place where tradition means a great deal. Likewise, Old Main, 104 years old, is the symbol of learning to generations of Arkansans. For the University of Arkansas is a forward-looking institution, too, attuned to the needs of today's students, and with facilities that offer an education as modern as tomorrow. It is a land-grant institution dedicated to the threefold mission of teaching, research, and public service. It is a cultural center in the scenic Ozark Mountains, where more than 15,000 students pursue courses of study that offer them bachelor's degrees in 112 fields, master's in 69, and doctorates in 26 areas. Under the direction of President Charles E. Bishop, the University of Arkansas continues to offer youth the chance to partake of knowledge and use that knowledge for the benefit of society.
The Razorback Band. Good show. Part of the pageantry, the festive air surrounding this game. What a week it's been in Little Rock. The Razorbacks and the Longhorns, a 7-7 halftime. Each team scoring, going with the wind. Texas breaking out on top initially, and then Arkansas countering with a second quarter touchdown by freshman Gary Anderson. And the Texas-Arkansas game is being brought to you by Chevrolet, who invites you to come see all the new 1980 Chevrolets at your Chevy dealers. By IBM, helping put information to work for people. And by Fram, makers of oil, air, and fuel filters, windshield wipers, and auto light spark plugs. Arkansas 7 and Texas 7 as we get set for the second half in Little Rock. We'll be right back.
Out 2- and 4-wheel drive Chevy Blazers. Built to be as practical as they are tough. Built practical so you can take your fun with you. Practical because Blazer 4-wheel drive requires no additional suspension equipment for off-road use. And the 2-wheel drive Chevy Blazers are practical about fuel economy. With an impressive EPA estimated 16 miles per gallon, 21 highway. Get practical. Get tough. Get a Chevy Blazer today. Chevy trucks, built to stay tough.
I like her chili, but it doesn't like me.
Feel better fast with Digel.
I like deviled ham, but it doesn't like me.
Feel better fast with Digel.
With the ingredients in Digel, relief from acid indigestion and gas starts in less than a minute.
I like green banana, but they don't like me.
Feel better fast with Digel.
Digel relief starts in less than a minute.
Here comes the Kmart 672, the powerful car battery that's completely maintenance-free. Hook the 672 to this electric winch, and it can pull this 44-ton diesel locomotive. The Kmart 672, packed with power to deliver sure starts. If it can pull this 44-ton locomotive, you better believe it can start your car. Check it out at most Kmart automotive departments across the USA, where quality auto parts are Kmart priced.
No, that is still not Bob Uecker. So we're beginning to wonder. All right, we had 2 touchdowns in the first half, a 7-7 tie. And here's what happened. Texas scoring first as the Longhorns break on top first quarter.
Donnie Little reverse pivots the quarterback. Comes down the line. A.J. Jam Jones. He options this beautifully in a great block by the flanker back. And King leads here and gets a block. And when Jones gets into the secondary, he's gone. And that's their 1 touchdown. The option play to the left. You see Scanlon coming down the line, deals it off to Anderson. Gary Anderson, a freshman, replacing Brown, who injured himself in the Oklahoma State game. You see he does a great job of running. So both teams, veer teams, both teams option teams, and the 2 scores that have come, the one for Texas, option right, dealing it off, and option left for Arkansas, dealing it off, 2 scores.
Take a look now at the numbers through the first half. And remember, the first quarter dominated by Texas.
Well, as you see here, 81 yards that Arkansas has made is right on schedule for the University of Texas. They're only giving 163 yards a game. They have moved the ball 165 yards, Texas has. So you can see they've doubled the yardage, but the score is 7-7, and they have a minute, almost 2 minutes, I guess it is, more possession. It's a close ball game. It can go either way. The wind will be a factor.
Texas will kick off to begin the second half. As you look at Donnie Little, the Longhorn quarterback. Little, decent runner. And through the air having his problems. Only 4 out of 11 for 45 yards today. For Arkansas, Scanlon has gone almost all the way. We did see the freshman Tom Jones in for 1 series early in the second quarter. The barefooted Goodson with the wind to kick off. That's Gary Anderson, who'll take it 3 yards deep and come out with it. Back of a wall to the 10, the 15, and Anderson takes it out to the 28-yard line. The freshman from Bearden, Arkansas, stopped by Vance Bedford. So the Razorbacks going into the wind, a stiff breeze coming out of the south at 20 miles an hour as we start the third quarter. First down, Arkansas from the 27-yard line. Scanlon, the quarterback. Roland Sales, 21. Gary Anderson, 43, are the running backs. It's Anderson out to near the 30-yard line as we take a look at the men up front for the Texas Longhorns. They've got Henry Williams on the left side, number 83. Then the great tandem of tackles out of Freer, Texas, Steve McMichael and Bill Acker, both from a town of less than 3,000, with Ron Bones anchoring the right side. Second down and 8 at the 30. Duckworth and Stiggers both split wide left. With Stiggers in the slot, it's Sales looking for room and pushing his way forward out to the 34-yard line. The rest of the Texas defense, the linebackers are good ones. Chuck Holloway had a brilliant first half. Number 90, Doug Schenkel is in the middle. And the other starter, Robin Senline. There's a great deal of depth at that position. Derek Hatchett had a big interception against Oklahoma last week. Vance Bedford plays the other corner out of Beaumont, Texas. Ricky Churchman, the fine strong safety, and the free safety is the All-America Johnny Johnson. Third down and about 4. Scanlon under a lot of pressure, dumps it off for Anderson, and he's tackled at the 39 and a first down. Doug Schenkel made the stop, but the Razorbacks have a first down at the 39-yard line.
He almost gets knocked down here. Scanlon escapes the rush. See number 91. Oh, that's 60, I guess it is. He just gets the ball off before he gets knocked down, and he gets a first down.
Scanlon has not gone in the air much. He's 3 out of 5 for 10 yards and 1 interception. Remember, Arkansas's first scrimmage play of the day. The bomb threat, Duckworth, and that pass was picked off by Johnson. First down at the 39-yard line. Roland Sales runs into a wall. Steve McMichael and Henry Williams were right there. Arkansas offensively. Scanlon, the quarterback, out of Beaver Falls, PA. Gary Anderson, Roland Sales, the running backs. Farrell, who separated the shoulder in practice this week. One wide receiver, Duckworth the other. And up front, Moon, Herman, Burlingame, Stewart, Belinda, the All-America candidate, and Mason, the tight end, caught one pass in the first half. Second and 8 at the 41. Anderson hit immediately at the line of scrimmage. McMichael was on top of him and Acker underneath him.
That was one of the times the finesse didn't work. They were right there and popped him.
Got about a yard. Third down and 7. Early third quarter, a 7-7 tie. They send Stiggers wide left. Duckworth comes out wide to the right on 3rd and 7. The tight end, and it's incomplete. Would have been a first down. So they try to go to the tight end at a Little Rock, the sophomore 6'1", 217-pounder, Darrell Mason, but incomplete. And Cox comes in to punt into the wind.
Looked like he had made a great catch. Ball was thrown low. Looked like he had it, but just as he hit the ground, the ball came out.
Their punter, Steve Cox, he initially went to school at Tulsa and kicked 3 field goals in a game in '76 to beat Arkansas. Then transferred.
Can't beat him, join him, I guess.
Johnny Johnson will try to bring it back to the 21, but not very far. So the Longhorns will be going with a win from the 22-yard line. 11:57 to go in the third. We're tied at 7. Hook 'em.
Going up?
Move up to Budget Rent-A-Car, where you're number 1.
I had no trouble getting here. Budget made it easy. They gave me this card, already printed up with exact directions. That's real service with travelers.
Budget Rent-A-Car proves you're number 1.
I can't believe it. Hertz charged $10 more than Budget for the same one-day rental on the same size car. And Budget's right inside most airports.
At Budget, you're number 1.
Goodyear Tiempo, official tire of the 1980 Winter Olympics, brings you Alice Betters, postal worker, Lake Placid, New York.
You know, up here in the Olympic country, driving can be hazardous, and that's why I got my Tiempos. I find they can get me through most anything.
Tiempo is the rain tire, snow tire, sun tire. One tire that does it all.
It's a tire for all seasons.
Get Goodyear Tiempo, the all-season radial, and eliminate winter tire changeover.
Higher education, teaching, research, and service to the community. These areas are the concern of the approximately 3,000 colleges and universities located in the United States. Higher education searching for new approaches and meeting the world's demands.
Arkansas with an injured special teams performer, and he needs some attention down at the 16-yard line after covering on the punt. Let's see if we can pick it up here. We believe it's 47. It's Eddie Jackson.
He's up, and you can see he really gets hit. But he's up on, walking off under his own power. Great.
Eddie Jackson coming off the field as the Longhorns take over at their own 22-yard line. A 7-7 tie. 11:57 remaining in the third quarter. Donnie Little at the helm for the Horns. Leroy King pulls his way out to the 27. Jim Elliott and Alfred Mohammed making the stop. Jim Howard up front as we take a look at Arkansas. Danny Phillips out of Hermitage, Arkansas. The man in the middle from Youngstown, Ohio. Alfred Mohammed. Elliott on the right side from Fayetteville, and Marty Mitchum, number 56. The 5-man front for the Razorbacks. Second down and 5 at the 27. Jam Jones, 24. Leroy King, 38. The running backs. It's Jam looking for room, right side, turns it upfield and gets out to the 30-yard line. Shy of a first down by about 2. As we look at the rest of the Arkansas defense, the 2 linebackers are Mike Massey and Ozzie Riley. And the defensive secondary, which has impressed Lou Holtz with their improvement. Trent Bryan at one corner and Hugh Jernigan over at the other corner. Randy Wessinger is the converted quarterback who made a fine play to save a touchdown. And Kevin Evans had an interception in the first half. Third down and a short 2. Double tight end set up from the 30-yard line. And Little will try to do it himself and is dropped at the 32-yard line. This is going to be close.
Yeah, it's going to be real close.
Jeff Goff came up along with Ricky Richardson, a freshman, and they put it right down at the 32-yard line. So they'll bring the chains in. We can tell you the officials today: Vince Buckley, the referee; Richard Stovall is the umpire; W.D. Lawson, the linesman; Bill Voss, the line judge; field judge George Slatke; back judges Tim Hatch.
How close can you get?
So the Longhorns barely picking up the first. Little, Jones, King outside. As you take a look at the interior line, Steve Hall, 85, the tight end. Right now they've got Sampleton in that spot, setting up on the left side. First down at the 32. Little picks up 4, gets to the 36. Alfred Mohammed and Jim Howard stopping him. Eddie Jackson with a back covered on the special teams, covering the punt as they apply the ice.
Looked like he hyperextended his back when he came down. But it was great to see him walk off the field under his own power.
Second down and 6. Donnie Little's carried the ball 12 times for 47 yards. King to the 39. Ozzie Riley made the stop. They like to use King tackle to tackle, chug out the yardage, pick it up through the middle, and of course the outside threat is Jam Jones, as he proved in the first half. So Freddie Akers sending the play in with the tight end Steve Hall. Third down, 4. And they line up with 2 tight ends, with Lamb Jones wide left. Back they come. The ball is loose. King tries to fall on it, and he gets it. At the 29-yard line. Now they're going to go the other way. Arkansas, initially he signaled Texas, as it looked like King might have gotten it. Arkansas came up. They were sure they had it, and they do.
That's exactly right. I thought that he had signaled that Texas had the ball.
Exactly.
And then he reversed himself, and now said it's Arkansas's ball. There's no complaint from the bench on the Texas side. There's penetration here immediately by the linebacker, number 67. That's Rich Richardson. Now he's got the ball. He just made a mistake in his signal. There's no question about who has the ball.
Goff recovered the fumble, number 34. The official signaling one way, but both teams, as Ara said, there was no doubt as Anderson on first down gets to the 27. Henry Williams makes the tackle. So Arkansas in good shape right now as Alabama handles Tennessee after trailing early. Nebraska routs Oklahoma State. Potent offense. USC 42 and Notre Dame 23 at South Bend. SMU at Houston tonight. Ohio State handily over Wisconsin. Florida State idle, and Oklahoma big second half to beat Kansas State by 32. Second down and 9. Arkansas. Scanlon complete inside the 20 and down to the 12-yard line to Darrell Mason. Steve McMichael, the tackle, went back to stop it.
Well, that's a tough pass to stop. You got a reverse pivot. The linebacker's slow with the play. Let's take a look at this. He reverse pivots, takes a quick hitter, and then hits the tight end coming off the line. The linebacker supported to the run, and it was a great, well-executed play. And I think that the emotion of the Texas Longhorns is not nearly as great as it was a week ago, and that's to be expected.
After the big win over Oklahoma, 16-7, in a game that wasn't that close. Sails to about the 9. Steve McMichael made the tackle. Good thinking by Scanlon that time.
Some of the folks thought he was in the end zone with the ball.
Yeah. Freddie Akers with much concern right now, watching his team cough the ball up on the fumble. And now Arkansas trying to move in. They're inside the 10. It's second down and 7. Darrell Mason and Tim Alexander Double tight end set up. Duckworth wide left. Sales takes it down to the 6. So it'll be 3rd and about 3 as Ron Bones makes the stop. We have 7 minutes to play. 3rd quarter. Texas scored in the first period. Jam Jones took it in. Arkansas came back in the second. Gary Anderson scored the touchdown. And now the Razorbacks are at the 7.
Well, the turnover was a big one because it was into the wind for the Razorbacks, and of course Texas had the win, but they are hard pressed now to keep the Arkansas team from scoring.
3rd down and 4. Scanlon under a lot of pressure, throwing.
They got a blitz on, man-to-man coverage. Ricky Churchman cannot stay with Mason, and he makes a sensational catch in the end zone. The ball was low, and there's Mason with the ball. Churchman couldn't stay with him.
The extra point by Ordonez to make it 14-7. We have Mason isolated, the tight end.
He just crosses over, and Churchman, he's lost way behind him. Here he comes into the picture.
6 minutes and 27 seconds remaining, 3rd quarter. And the stadium barely rocking, 14-7 Hogs.
You've come to fly before the wind, harnessed to a wildcat, suspended above the waves like the man on the flying trapeze, straining to get every ounce out of her. And moving so fast, the mast begins to sing, leaving the rest of the world behind. So you go for it, making the most of now. From the life you live to the beer you drink. And since 1849, the beer that makes the most out of life is Schlitz. That's why every day, millions of times a day, America reaches for a Schlitz.
When you're making it beer, make it just one beer. Schlitz makes it great.
Go for it.
Al Michaels and Ara Parseghian in Little Rock. Arkansas has the lead for the first time. It's also the first time this season that Texas has yielded 2 touchdowns in the game. It is 14-7. Steve Cox to kick off, kicking into the wind. Lamb Jones going to gather this one in on the dead run from the 8 and dumped at the 19. Again, a touchdown from ground level.
You see here again that the pressing and Mason has beaten his man for man, number 8 Churchman, and he makes a great catch just off the surface for the touchdown. Here's another look at it. He rolls left, getting a lot of pressure. They're in a blitz situation. Turns, throws back, throws a low ball. Look at the great catch by Mason.
Mark Dewey was the man who made that tackle on Lamb Jones. After the run back takes it out to the 19-yard line. Donnie Little looking downfield and throwing and finds Lamb out at the 30. Starts to move back in and out to the 34 he goes. Trent Bryant making the tackle. So Lamb Jones, and you might see his number called quite a bit now.
Well, the other thing here with the wind situation, I think Freddie Akers is going to try to use some of that clock. He's only got 6:17 left to go in this quarter. And, of course, Arkansas has scored into the wind as a result of the turnover. He does not want to go into that 4th period into the wind and have to throw the ball to play catch up.
1st and 10 from the 34. Jam Jones, nothing doing. Got a yard, Danny Phillips making the tackle. Colgate, a winner over the Tigers. Massachusetts shuts out Rhode Island. Connecticut, a winner by 12 over Maine, and Lehigh handles New Hampshire by 13. 5 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. 3rd quarter, 14-7 Arkansas. 2nd down and 9 from the 35. pitching it to Jones. It's loose again, and out of bounds it goes. And it's Texas's ball. So the last fumble, Arkansas able to cash in for the touchdown, and Texas very fortunate right here.
Reverse pitch. This is the same play they scored the touchdown on, but you can see the pitch was poor. It was way beyond him. He had no chance to field the ball. And, of course, they're very fortunate that Arkansas did not recover it.
Third down and 16, Texas. At the 28-yard line. Koenig is wide right. Lamb Jones wide to the left. Little rolling to the left. He'll keep. He's got a lot of room. 35. And out to the 40-yard line, but he's short of the first down by about 4. Morris, 57, and Massey, 48, made the tackle. So he'll have to punt with the win. Arkansas trying to beat Texas for the first time since 1971.
You know, Lou Holtz has never lost a ball game in this War Memorial Stadium.
That's right. Here in Little Rock, Holtz is 9-0. Goodson with the win. Booms it. Anderson, single safety. He learned his lesson. This time he'll let it bounce into the end zone. They'll take it at the 20. We have 4:43 to go in the third quarter at Little Rock. It's Arkansas 14 and Texas 7.
Look what's happened to home heating and air conditioning costs. Up and up. Up over 80% in 5 years. But there's a way you can fight back in your attic. Add another layer of pink Owens Corning fiberglass insulation. Ask your dealer or contractor how much more you need. Fight back against rising fuel costs. Get Owens Corning fiberglass insulation now. It's cheaper than oil.
Want to know 4 ways to help get better gas mileage?
Tell us, Mr. Goodrich.
First, air up. Keeping tires at recommended pressure can help save up to 1 gallon of gas per tank. Next, tune up. That can help save up to 2 gallons.
Wow!
Then, clean up. Get new filters. And slow up. You can go farther on a tank full.
Keep that great GM feeling. Nice and tankful, Mr. Goodrich. With genuine GM parts.
America's Cindy Nelson, downhill bronze medalist at Innsbruck, races for gold this February in the 1980 Winter Olympics, exclusively on ABC.
Arkansas leading 14-7, 4:43 remaining in the third quarter. As the Arkansas Razorbacks, who looked terrible, frankly, in the first quarter. They were down 7-0 and fortunate to be down only 7-0. Tied in the second quarter. They've gone ahead here in the third, 14-7. The ball at the 20-yard line on first down. The first carry for James Tolbert, number 32. Lou Holtz is resting his regulars at the moment. KATV, our ABC affiliate in Little Rock. Very hospitable. Had a great time down here.
Oh, they did a great job at the party last night. These are really hospitable people here in Arkansas. Wonderful guys and gals. Terrific.
This whole town's been a party all week. Second down and 11. Mark Douglas. Got a couple. All the scores, of course, on college football scoreboard following our game, but we can run some through for you as you take a look at Auburn. A 24-point winner over Georgia Tech. Mississippi State had no trouble today. And North Carolina leading the Wolfpacks by 3 touchdowns in the third. Clemson handles Duke by 18. And Wake Forest, pretty good little ball club, aren't they?
They really are. They're doing a great job.
Third down and 6 from the 24-yard line. Mark Douglas to the 26. They'll have to kick. Robin Senline made the tackle. Clock is running with 3:20 to go in the third quarter. Arkansas leading Texas 14-7. Steve Cox, the wind has died down a bit. Not quite as strong as it was in the first half. Kicking into it nonetheless. Good one. Johnny Johnson from the 25, 30. Dumped at the 34. 48-yard 50-yard putt. Good one by Cox into the wind. Coming up from Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Monday Night Football, Denver and Pittsburgh. Denver tied for first in the AFC West, and then the special Thursday edition from Oakland. The Raiders under Tom Flores and the San Diego Chargers, big battle in the AFC West. Pair of games coming your way this week on ABC, Monday and Thursday. .254 remaining, third quarter. Texas from the 34-yard line. They come up in the I. One of the few times today they've operated from this formation. And it's Jones who gets smothered back into 27. Jim Elliott. What a read by Elliott, the junior from Fayetteville, Arkansas. Took care of James Jones before he ever got started.
Oh, he is quick. There he is over the guard. The guard pulls. No one blocks him. He comes into the secondary. The ball is handed off to Jones, and no one. Someone had to make an assignment mistake because nobody blocked Jim Elliott. He charged in there and knocked him down for a 5 or 6 yard loss.
Jam has picked up 64 yards in 16 carries today. Of course, 37 of those on the touchdown run. Second down and 16. Little turns it back in. Nice move. And Donnie takes it out to the 40-yard line where it'll be 3rd and 4. Mike Massey made the tackle.
The only thing they've been able to do is to get outside the contain on a regular basis. Donnie Little does. The receivers are covered, but he manages to get outside the contain people, and he's made a lot of yardage just on keepers like that. Indiana beating Northwestern 30-0, or did. Well, Miami, Ohio won.
3rd down and 4 from the 40. And Little's got the first down, but he doesn't have the ball. However, Texas recovers. At the 45-yard line, Jeff Goff and Kenny Morris there to hit Little after he picked up the first down, and Texas able to recover.
Here it is again. Little gets outside the contain. You can see a block is made on the end. Here he decides to carry the ball. Someone puts a good pop on him. Oh, right there. That's Elliott again, I think. Fortunately, they recover the ball.
Jam Jones was the man who recovered.
Oh, he really got hit.
And an injured Longhorn at the 46-yard line. That is Little, who took that pop. So the quarterback, who has gone all the way, Donnie Little, will have to come out. The backup is John Awney, a junior from Dallas, who has not played a whole lot.
Well, he's 8 for 13 in the passing department, but his running, he's -3 actually in 9 attempts, -3 yards in 9 attempts.
So John Awney, number 10, comes in to take over for Little at the 45-yard line. A first down for the Horns. Jam Jones muscles his way to midfield. Teddy Morris, 57, has been in on a lot of stops today. Donnie Little, as they work on him, we have some breakup from time to time on our video, and that's being worked on, so bear with us. Right now they're working on Little. Has to be a very anxious moment. Could be a rib injury. As Awney throws his first pass, and it's incomplete. He nearly threw that one as a lateral out to Jones.
From this vantage point, it looked almost like a lateral. The ball should be placed where it went out of bounds. Let's see. Well, we can't see the quarterback throwing the ball, but it looked from this vantage point that it was a lateral. You can see the ball is, well, he's not normally, I should say, he's normally a better receiver than that. Well, there's Donnie Little. Looks like he has some rib problems.
That's the report from the bench. Rib injury. Little taking that pop, and so Awney with all the pressure right now. 3rd and 6 at the 49-yard line. Straight drop under pressure, throwing, and it's incomplete. Try to hit King, swinging out of the backfield. So it's 4th down, 29 seconds remaining in the period. And of course, in the 4th quarter, Arkansas will be going with the wind and Texas into it.
Well, they got that great break in this period. I'm talking about the Razorbacks, capitalized on it after recovering the fumble, marched about 30-some-odd yards for the score, and that was into the wind. The advantage certainly is in their favor here.
Ted Constanzo is the man they utilized to angle for the coffin corner. That's what he is trying to do right now, putting it near the corner but into the end zone. Arkansas will take over at its own 20-yard line. In the twilight now in Little Rock. 21 seconds to go in the period. Arkansas leading 14-7. The Razorbacks 5-0 coming in. The Horns 4-0 coming in. Arkansas 10th in the country. Texas 2nd in the country. Both, of course, battling for the Southwest Conference Championship. The winner guaranteed a trip to the Cotton Bowl. New Year's Day. Lou Holtz, the Arkansas mentor, has never lost a game in this stadium. First down from the 20. Scanlon coming back the other way and out to the 26-yard line. Robert Farrell, number 83. And the clock will run out here in the third as we take a look at other scores. Eastern Michigan a winner, and Missouri with a battle against Colorado in the fourth quarter. Kansas a final 24-7 over Iowa State as the third quarter is over in Little Rock. So after 3, it is Arkansas 14 and Texas 7.
Hey, here's a guy who's turning coal into gas. Wow.
It's coal gasification, Bob, and Texaco's developed a special process to do it. With the crude oil saved, we'll be able to make more heating oil and gasoline. Right now, Texaco is working with other companies on an even larger demonstration plant. Eventually, clean-burning gas from coal will be used to produce power that could help light up cities like Los Angeles.
Texaco, we're working to keep your trust.
America, what's your favorite mid-size sedan?
Chevy Malibu.
And what's the thing you like best about Malibu?
Everything.
Everything?
Everything. Well, we sure do like the mileage. New V6 engine, too. Like the ride and like the room. Like the value through and through. Like the styling, like the handling, like the panoramic view. The thing we like is everything that makes a Malibu.
The 1980 Malibu, America.
A freshly sliced apple pie from Chevrolet to you.
Wherever we are, we bring the world closer to you. Watch ABC's World News Tonight.
Your stations for your news, TV 40 Fort Smith, TV 29 Fayetteville, Springdale.
It's grand opening time at our brand new Phoenix Village branch. Come by and register for valuable door prizes, including a 19-inch Sony Color TV with remote control tuning, 10 gift certificates, and 3 cameras. We designed this branch with one goal in mind, to make it faster and more convenient for you to bank with us. All this plus banking hours from 10 a.m. till 9 p.m., Monday through Saturday. Come by and look us over at 228 Phoenix Village Mall, just north of Frugs.
I have a problem. I've outgrown my place of business. What do? I need help.
I know someone that can build you a very attractive, well-designed building. You should call the professionals at Structural Systems. Just look what they can build. Banks, office buildings, manufacturing plants, warehouses, and all types of other commercial buildings, custom designed and built to your specifications using component parts from Southern Structures.
Call the pros at Structural Systems Incorporated for all your commercial or industrial construction needs, large or small.
This is Television 12, Joplin.
In Arkansas, and Arkansas has the ball second down and 3 at the Razorback 27-yard line. The fourth quarter is underway, and Arkansas begins it with a first down. Mark Douglas tackled by 90 Chuck Holloway. The report on Texas quarterback Donnie Little, as you look at Little with the bruised muscle, and the report from the bench is that they do not expect Little to be back in the game. So a big blow for the Horns, and that puts all the pressure on the backup quarterback, John Awney. Arkansas with the win in the fourth quarter. First down, 31-yard line. Straight ahead, Douglas. Bill Acker makes the tackle, number 53. Now, there is Herky Walls. He is a wide receiver and a quarterback and a kick returner. Now, he's warming up, so maybe Freddie Akers is thinking about going with Walls. After we saw Awney take over for Little.
Well, you've got Lou Holtz has got a pretty good position here, although Rick Schaefer, the sports information director, said that Lou will protect the lead by staying on the ground.
Second down and 5. straight ahead to the 41. I think he's shy of the first by about half a yard. Kenneth Sims makes the tackle. Brigham Young. Cougars with a good club. Mark Wilson leading Wyoming. Colorado State handling San Diego State. That's surprising. Pitt, 17-7 over Washington. Huskies beaten last week by ASU for the first time. Third down, half a yard. And Scanlon, see where they spot it.
Well, that time they went to the well too often, I think.
Yep. No room through the middle, but it all depends on the placement.
Well, the two tackles got into the gap, pitched to the inside, the linebacker filled, and the quarterback sneak was not as successful as the previous occasions.
He may have it, though. Let's see. He's already had a couple of measurements that have been decided by a millimeter or so. This should be in that category.
I got it.
First down. College football scoreboard, time permitting, will follow. San Jose State off to the early lead against Oregon State. I'll tell you, nervous fellow right now has got to be Frank Broyles, our colleague who worked with Keith Jackson in South Bend. Frank probably sitting in that airport in Chicago right now. One thing about Frank, he'll need a manicure on Monday. Those nails are down to the nub. Hang in there, Frank. First down from the 42. Scanlon going deep, looking for Duckworth, off his hands at the 20-yard line. Derek Hatchett back there to cover. So it'll be second down and 10.
Mike Burlingame came out of there, the center. That would be crucial to the Arkansas Razorbacks. He just fakes a run action in here and just tries to hit the home run to Duckworth. Right down the sideline, the ball is thrown behind him. If he had thrown the ball down the sideline and let him enough, he had his defender beat. Now that's Burlingame that was hurt the center. And anytime you get a center hurt, it gets to be a problem.
On second and 10, Sales at the 48-yard line. He's out of bounds. Roland Sales out of Fort Worth, Texas. Swinging to the outside. Here it is from the ground.
This is one of the few times you'll get outside of the Texas defense. There's good blocking here. Cornerman comes up and gets blocked. That's Churchman. And Sales gets the corner. Picks up about 7 yards.
Third down and 4. Arkansas at the 48. 12:57 to go in the game. Razorbacks lead by 7. Scanlon, nice move to turn it up, get to the 45. First down. Lance Taylor, 32, made the tackle.
Well, they're doing something to the Texas team, maintaining possession of the ball, staying on the ground, grinding out first downs, and there's very few teams that have been able to do that against this team.
Clock running, 12:48 to go in the game. Texas took the early lead. Arkansas tied it second quarter. We were 7-7 at the half, and then after a Texas fumble, Arkansas cashed in to make it 14-7 in the third. They have it first down at the Horn 45-yard line. Sales for 6. Steve McMichael, 99, the tackle.
As we talked about earlier, the offensive line of Arkansas, which is our strong suit against the defense of Texas, and they are moving off the line of scrimmage and backing off all of the defenders of Texas, something that is rarely done.
This is the first time this season that the Longhorns have yielded 2 touchdowns in a game. Second and 5. Scanlon gets to the 35. Lance Taylor, 32. Ricky Churchman, 8. In on the stop, Chuck Herman. Good block to pave the way.
I'll tell you, it's tough to come into a ball game after a great emotional game the previous week. I know I've experienced that. Of course, we talked about that yesterday in our production meeting, and certainly it's bearing out here. I think Texas has had a tough time getting back up emotionally. Not to take anything away from Arkansas, they're playing a terrific game. They came in here really motivated. They hadn't won since '71, and that's a lot of incentive.
On 3rd and inches, it's Scanlon. He has it. the Razorbacks with 11-14 on the move. First down at the 34-yard line. Oh, they've got it here. First and 10.
No.
Nothing doing for Mark Douglas. Bill Acker came firing through, number 53.
I think they're trying to, the play is going away from him, and reach blocking, as we call it, does not catch him, and he just comes right on through. Let's see here. Look, he comes right on to, oh, he just knocks the guard off before he can even pull. That's a sensational defensive play. He was so quick that time that he knocked the guard off who was trying to pull the lead to sweep. Now they're coming to life now. They don't like what's happening to them.
That's a loss of 6 and a second down and 16 at the Texas 40. To Sales. Breaks the tackle at the 32. Dropped at the 22. Johnny Johnson, along with Ricky Churchman, making the stop after Mark Martinoni could not handle him about 10 yards upfield.
Well, I'll tell you, Arkansas is really hot. The ground level shot, another run action, faking the dive, and then the option coming back into the pocket, and he dumps the ball off to Sales, who has come underneath after faking the dive play, comes all the way over to the left side, shakes off a tackler, and finally is knocked out of bounds there by Churchman and Johnson.
19-yard gain, first down. Scanlon, who has been judicious in his pass selection today, 7 out of 11 for 59 yards. Sales. He gets to the 18. Steve McMichael was there, number 99.
Boy, I'll tell you, Al, you've got to give a lot of credit to Greg Kalinda, the right tackle, George Stewart, the right guard, of course, Burlingame when he was in there, Chuck Herman, the left guard, Philip Moon. They've done a super job on the inside, as well as the tight ends, because they've used a lot of two tight ends in here. Now they're going to one tight end.
Wolfpack getting back in that one. They were down 28-7. Second and 6. Mark Douglas, the freshman out of Van Buren, Arkansas, gets to about the 16-yard line. Bill Acker made the stop. Interesting, there are 10 Texans on the Arkansas squad. There are no Arkansans on the Texas squad. I guess if you're a pretty good high school player here in Arkansas, you think about going to Austin, they won't let you get across the border at customs.
Boy, I'll tell you, they got some great costumes.
Third down. 4. Scanlon, quarterback draw, and he gets to the 14-yard line. So coming up will be a 4th down and 3, and that means we're going to see Ish Ordonez.
See if he can extend his record or not. He has 14 in a row, which is an NCAA record. 11 was the previous record. He has 14 going now in a row. See if he can make it 15.
He's at an angle. The ball will be spotted at the 21-yard line. 31-yard kick. And Ordonez is perfect. 15 in a row. And 8:25 to go. The Razorbacks of Arkansas leading Texas 17-7.
If our ordinary air filter will last you 6 months, the Fram Extra Life can last you 9 months. Because inside, instead of one filter, the Fram Extra Life has 2 filters to trap 50% more dirt. In tests, it lasted 50% longer than our ordinary filter. 50% longer. But it doesn't cost you any more money. So why not change your old filter for the Fram Extra Life? After all, you get 50% extra life at no extra cost.
A lot of people think Federal Express is expensive. But did you know that we pick up and deliver at no extra charge? Well, you know it now, don't you? And did you know that our price includes overnight service to practically any place in the country? And that all this happens for as little as $17? Well, isn't that great? You didn't know this, did you? And yet you thought we were expensive. Now that you know this, would you use Federal Express? I can't tell. Is that a yes? Hold it. Will you stop bobbing your head? I don't know what...
Steve Cox does the kicking off. Boy, I tell you, they're deep as far as kickers are concerned. Ordonez has the NCAA record, 15 consecutive field goals. They use a different man. There's Ordonez. Cox does the kicking off. And the punting, 15 in a row for Ish.
Goodbye.
Oh, Cox does it again. Forget it. Here's Ordonez. Watch him after the field goal.
15 in a row. Let's see what kind of reaction. All right. He's not very tall.
So a 10-point lead, and Donnie Little is coming back in. We got the report from the bench that it was doubtful he would play anymore, but Little does come back in here to lead the Horns from their own 20-yard line. 17-7 Arkansas. We have 8:25 to go. Jones moving to the right. Little for Koenig, incomplete. Jones Bryant was covering.
Jones had his back turned to it. I don't know whether they had the timing off on the pattern or not. But Little threw the ball prior to the time that Jones turned.
Little is 5 out of 13 for 59 yards.
Well, you know, they've got to be patient. There's still 8:20 left. They think they've got to put the ball up in the air. But there's a lot of different ways of scoring in 8:20.
They've got Herky Walls in. He can play quarterback or wide receiver, and he's split to the left. Little has a lot of protection and finds Lamb Jones out at the 35-yard line. Nice catch.
Boy, it really was. I didn't think he could get to that ball. It was so low that he made a super catch. Here it is. You're putting 5 receivers out, just rushing with 3. There it is right there. I don't know how he got it through the arms. Let's take another look here. It just comes down, breaks inside. Let's see how close. Oh, his hand. Trent Bryant just missed it.
First down Horns from the 35-yard line. Jam Jones gets jammed up at the 37. Teddy Morris and Mike Massey converge to make the stop. It'll be second down and 8 with under 8 minutes to play.
Well, when you got dangerous threats in there, like Jones, as a receiver, can go all the way. You're alive. Oh, here comes the reverse.
It's Lamb Jones. It's a nice block. Up past the 40. And rolled out at the 43 by Randy Wessinger. Craig Ryder threw the block that sprung him.
Oh, Randy Wessinger made a great play. Everybody was flowing with the reverse, and Wessinger comes running right to that. He read it right now. He did a super job.
Freddie Akers sending the play in with Steve Hall. Akers, a career mark, includes his years at Wyoming. Third down, 2. And Little fights his way out to the 45. He may have picked up the first down.
Boy, he's a gutsy football player, I'll tell you. He didn't have anything there. It looked like he was going to be knocked down for a 2-yard loss. Watch here. He just comes down the line here, rolls out behind 2 blockers. Can't find a receiver open. Keeps looking. Right at this point, right about here, he's going to get locked up by Howard, but he escapes it and comes to the line, and looks like he has made the first down.
The officials signaling time.
Well, it looks like they moved the ball back of that line.
Yeah, they put it right on the 45-yard line. And the marker is directly on the 45, so we've got another one of these measurements.
On the replay, it looks like the ball is beyond the line.
Yep. So many of these calls today have been an inch or 2 at most.
This is short here.
Oh. It's going to be 4th down coming up.
When I originally looked down,
Yeah, look where the ball is here.
The ball is here beyond the line. This is what we saw from our vantage point, but possibly his knee had touched prior to that. And the official moved the ball back to where the knee, the extension of his body, as to where that knee hit. That's when he's down. Might have slid forward there.
So, 6:09 remaining in the game. Arkansas leading 17-7. Texas, 4th down. They'll obviously go for it. 4th and an inch at the 45. Remember, in the game of the century, what they called the game of the century in '69, it was Texas down 14-0 going into the 4th quarter. And coming from behind to win at 15-14.
Biggie.
You bet. 4th down. Little will do it himself. He's got it. Donnie Hubert, or Wes Hubert, leading the way along with Les Stutter, Joe Sharon, as Donnie Little follows their blocks through the middle to get it across the 45. 1st down. Horns at the 46-yard line.
Let's go to 10 right there. Oh, shit.
Little is over to the sideline.
You know, that clock was running. The officials were signaling time before the measurement, and it ran down several seconds. That might be what the Texas bench is concerned about. As you see Freddie Akers discussing the problem. Lou Holtz, he's going to get a word in, too. Referee over there with Lou Holtz is Vince Buckley. Before that measurement, the officials were, well, Holtz will break up the officials. Doesn't even matter what the situation is. Buckley walks away with a smile. Holtz has a line for everything.
Well, the clock must stop on the 1st down, and then they wind it up once it's changed and so forth. The ball's ready for play.
All right, 1st down from the 46-yard line. Little into Arkansas territory. Gets down to the 43. That's a 1st down. Teddy Morris making the stop.
Now you see they've stopped the clock. Now the ball's marked ready for play. Now he'll wind it up again.
Five and a half to go. Longhorns at the Razorback 44. The King slips a tackle and out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Mike Massey drove him out. Number 48.
I'll tell you, when that clock's against you, here's Little. It looks like he recovered fairly well. He's run well since that injury, and now he's throwing the ball out here to King. King makes one defender miss and stops the clock by stepping out of bounds. King's about 215. He's a big, strong back. I'll tell you, in games like this, Al, and I've gone through them, that when you're trying to play catch-up, that clock is running so fast you can't believe it. when you're ahead, as Arkansas is, oh, that thing goes slow.
The measurement, they're shy of the 1st down. So it'll be 2nd and inches. Arkansas trying to beat Texas for the first time since 1971. Lou Holtz, he was confident coming in. Humorous as always. Somebody asked Holtz what the key was today. He said, to not embarrass ABC. Don't worry about that, Lou. Great performance by the Razorbacks. It's 2nd and inches at the 34. Little going over the middle, throwing into a lot of traffic, and it's complete for the touchdown. Lawrence Sampleton. How it ever got there, I'll never know. Nothing but red shirts around Sampleton. Kevin Evans was the man who deflected it, and Sampleton, who was the big man last year when Texas beat Arkansas, scores here.
What a play. I don't know how he got that. You got a replay of that. Take a look at it, but he has great hands. Let's see what happens here. Okay, Little comes back. He's using the backs as protection. They stay in there to give him ample protection. He's got Lawrence Sampleton down the middle. There, it's almost intercepted by Wissinger, but it bounces off his hands, and it's a touchdown. I'll tell you, those are the kind of plays.
Goodson's extra point is good. Boy, is it quiet in Little Rock all of a sudden. 5 12. As you look at Stapleton, 5:12 left. The 3-point difference.
Goodyear Tiempo, official tire of the 1980 Winter Olympics, brings you Jim Britton, Lake Placid Olympic Committee.
I've been working for the Olympic Committee here for some time now. One of my jobs is to get the officials to the various Olympic sites. Tiempo gets us there. It's just a great tire.
Tiempo is the rain tire, snow tire, sun tire. One tire that does it all.
Tiempos keep the Olympics rolling.
Get Goodyear Tiempo, the all-season radial, and eliminate winter tire changeover.
Wouldn't it be nice if batteries had gauges so you'd know ahead when you'd need a replacement? There's something good as a gauge better. The Rayovac Long Life Long Storage Alkaline. Now you can keep spares and never do without. See, its energy elements are compacted under 10,000 pounds, so that even after 4 years of standing there, it has more than 85% of its energy. Who needs a gauge? With Rayovac Alkaline, you can buy with confidence, buy spares with confidence, and never run out of gas.
No team has ever been able to repeat as Southwest Conference football champion since 1973, an indication of the balance of power in the conference. Another indication, 2 of the 4 Southwest Conference games played last weekend were decided in the final 30 seconds.
The Longhorns, they've got something to cheer about right now. They are right back in it. 17-14 as Goodson kicks off into the wind. At the 5. Spun down at the 20-yard line. So Stapleton scoring the touchdown on the deflected pass from Little. Here it is.
He had terrific concentration. Straight drop back pass with plenty of protection with both backs in. Okay, he finds his tight end down the middle. Wissinger comes over right here, has the interception, bounces off of his shoulder. Stapleton, keeping his concentration, catches the ball, a great catch, and avoids Trent Bryant and goes into the end zone. You think old Lou Holtz isn't shook up about that one?
Ooh, everybody.
Ooh.
At the 19. Both teams have all 3 timeouts remaining. 5:07 to go.
Oh, no.
Mark Douglas gets a couple. Doug Schenkel makes the tackle.
Well, Texas can smell it. They know they've got to get the ball back.
2nd down and 8. Arkansas at the 21-yard line.
This is a big decision-making process for Lou Holtz, whether or not he wants to take any chances down here to put the ball in the air or any special plays to pick up first downs or just try to grind it out and kick downwind and make him beat his defense.
Sales 21, Douglas 20 of the running backs, and Scanlon's going to put it up on 2nd and 8. He's going to go deep, and he's going to look for Duckworth and overshoots him. Vance Bedford back there with him.
Well, the ball was thrown to his outside. He was breaking to the post. He had to turn to come back again. It was just not as good a throw as it could have been. And Duckworth has been open. Now, he's getting a signal from the sideline now.
Gary Stiggers, 26, just came into the huddle with word from the bench. It is 3rd down and 8 at the 21. 4:24 to go. Arkansas leads by 3. Play fake. Big swing pass in the screen to Sales. Down he goes. Good defensive play. That's Ricky Churchman, the safety, who came up to get him. So Texas going to get it back, and they should be in pretty decent shape.
That was a great play by Churchman. He avoided he had a screen out here to the left, as you'll see. He avoids all the blockers. They fake a screen to the right, dump the ball off here. Now watch Churchman come inside of number 60, I believe it was, or 50, Burlingame, I couldn't tell. Great defensive play. They're forced to punt.
Steve Cox to kick. With the wind, a low kick. Johnny Johnson going to let it bounce, and back it comes toward the Arkansas goal and down at the 43-yard line. So the Longhorns near midfield will have a first down, 3:41 to go. Hogs by 3.
We took your favorite full-size car, the new Chevrolet, and made it right for the 80s in Chevrolet's kind of way.
The new Chevrolet Caprice and Impala for 1980. New aerodynamic design, new V6 engine, and new tire technology add up to the highest EPA estimates ever in a full-size Chevrolet. We made it right for the 80s, right for you.
We made it right for the 80s. It's a new Chevrolet.
Okay, guys, no kidding. What'd you think of my catch? Hey, first things first. 3 Michelob Lights? Michelob Light? Sure, me too. I'll have a Michelob Light.
The rich, full-bodied taste of Michelob Light. Compare it to any beer you like.
This Michelob Light's sensational. Now tell me, should I have my fish mounted?
No, put it on a bun. Michelob Light. Compare the taste to any beer you like.
Ricky Churchman made that tackle to set up the punt, to set up Texas in good position now. From the 43-yard line, Donnie Little, the quarterback, on 1st and 10. Texas trailing by 3. He's looking for Sampleton. Incomplete.
Had him in a seam that time, and he's such a big, tall receiver, 6'6". But he overthrew him.
Keep in mind, Texas with an excellent field goal kicker, the man they call Goodfoot. Goodson. They have 3:36 remaining. They have all 3 timeouts remaining. 2nd and 10, Longhorns at the 43-yard line. Jones wide left. Walls wide right. Out of the eye. Little dumps it off to King, and he gets into Arkansas territory, goes out to the 48 to stop the clock at 3:30. Trent Bryant covered.
Well, I'll tell you, that Little is really a fine quarterback. He was trapped back there. It looked like he was going to get knocked down. He avoids that, still gets the ball away for a completion.
Goodfoot. Last week, 3 field goals against Oklahoma. Johnny Goodson, the walk-on. He earned his scholarship. On 3rd down, Carl Robinson carries for the first time, playing in Dan Jones's spot out of the left halfback position. Gets to the 47-yard line. Mohammed made the stop. And they'll bring the chains in here.
Well, we've had some measurements this afternoon, haven't we?
Shy of a first down. So 4th down and less than 1. This may be the game. Little through the middle. Freddie Akers is confident he's got it. And it is a first down. So the Horns of 1st and 10 at the Razorback 47. Clock starts again. We have less than 3 minutes to go. 2:57, 2:56 and counting. Koenig wide left. Lamb Jones wide right. Little on a roll, looking downfield under a lot of pressure, and down he goes at the 50-yard line. Billy Ray Smith was the man who was chasing him. Number 87, the freshman from Plano, Texas. The son of a pretty good lineman with the same name, Billy Ray Sr. So time called now by Texas. It'll be 2nd down and 13 when we come back with 2:37 to go. Arkansas leads by 3.
I love football, and I love relaxing. Because for me, relaxing always includes Skoal, the smokeless tobacco. Just a pinch between my cheek and gum gives me great tobacco taste without lighting up. Got the sea, the breeze, got my Skoal. Nothing's gonna make me move. Think I'll play some touch. Skoal, brother.
Try going smokeless. A pinch is all it takes.
How great is JCPenney's MCS 35-watt system stereo sale? Just look at the figures. An amplifier that delivers 35 watts of power, only $200. An extremely sensitive AM/FM tuner, just $160. 2 acoustically balanced 3-way speakers, only $280. The total, an unbelievable $399. That's right, $640 worth of components, only $399 when you buy the 35-watt package at JCPenney. It figures.
Your favorite television stars up to their necks in fun. Lots to look at Friday night, November 2nd. The Battle of the Network Stars on ABC.
Raucous sight. War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock. The ball at the 50-yard line. 2nd down and 13, Texas. Donnie Little to fake. Under pressure. Down at the 44-yard line. Again, it's Billy Ray Smith coming in with Jeff Goff, 34. And Texas wants another timeout. So they spend their 2nd timeout. They have 1 left, and they have a 3rd down and 19 coming up.
They're giving him a lot of heat here. They're still faking run action. He's got time here. So 87 came in there and really put a number on him. Billy Ray Smith again. He's not that big, about 210, but he can really move. His daddy wasn't a bad player either, was he?
Too bad. Arkansas, then on to the NFL, the Colts. Donnie Little carried the ball 23 times today. Freddie Akers, where do you go? Back of the playbook, 3rd down and 19.
Well, it's a matter of whether or not you want to grab it all or try to get a 1st down. This is desperation time.
They've been forced to use 2 timeouts in the last 2 plays. So it's 3rd and 19, 2:22 remaining. Arkansas leading 17-14.
He has to go for it on 4th down. He doesn't have any choice with just 1 timeout left. Otherwise, Arkansas could just sit on the ball after a punt. And he's got to make it here in these 2 plays.
Donnie Little after the conference, calling the play in the huddle from the 44-yard line. 3rd down, 19. Going deep for Sampleton. Incomplete. Got a hand on it, that's all. Randy Wessinger back there covering along with Kevin Evans.
Oh, he was open there. Just off his fingertips, it appeared.
Fourth down and 19. Akers with Berkey Walls. He brings the play in. And he'll line up as a wide receiver with Lamb Jones coming out of the game. Walls is just about as fast as Jones. Now Donnie Little's got to call a timeout. He calls another one. They've used all of their timeouts within the last 3 plays. 2:15 to go. Arkansas in the driver's seat. They lead by 3.
One day each summer, practically every town in America celebrates its heritage in a uniquely American way. The 4th of July parade, but without insurance to protect the people who make everything from uniforms and instruments to flags and franks. The 4th of July might look like any other summer day. Crum & Forster, working with more than 9,000 independent insurance agents and brokers, helping ensure the American way of life.
When it comes to clean blades, Track 2 doesn't come close.
Atra doesn't come close.
Why are thousands of Track 2 and Atra users switching to Schick Ultrex? Watch. One push pushes out soap and stubble. Your twin blades start clean, sharp, shave after shave. Look, Ultrex slides on Track 2 razors, clicks on Atra razors.
Now this is really clean shaving.
With one push cleaning, nothing comes close to Schick's Super 2 Ultrex.
The Texas Longhorns, 4th down and 19 from their own 44-yard line, trail by 3, 2:15 to go. They do not have a timeout left. But right now, all they've got got to think about first down. They don't pick it up. That'll do it. Arkansas can run the clock out. They send Walls wide to the left. They have Jones back in now. Lamb is wide to the right. Koenig is in the slot. Little looking downfield, looking for Jones. He's got him. He's got a first down at the 33-yard line. Isn't that interesting? Lamb Jones came out. Herky Walls replaced him. Then they called timeout. When they said the next play back in, they put Lamb back in. He's got a first.
What a play. Fourth down. You talk about a clutch play. Long yardage. Now they got first and 10. 2:01. 2 minutes.
The catch by Jones. Now back live on first and 10. Donnie Little looking over the middle for Sampleton, and it's tipped. He was open, and it was tipped away by Mike Massey, number 48.
Yeah, if Little had put a little air under that ball, Sampleton was wide open in there. Oh, he's a big target.
So it is second and 10.
Ooh, what a ball game.
So Texas, a minute 47 to go. Second and 10 at the Arkansas 34 without a timeout. Koenig left, Walls right. At the 30-yard line, incomplete. The pass was short. Kevin Evans was there. Carl Robinson came out of the backfield, the intended receiver.
They had a blitz on that time. Arkansas forced that pass before he really wanted to throw it. Threw the ball low. The coverage was excellent. Let's see whether or not they go after Little or whether they elect to drop off into zones. This is a big decision from the sideline defensively.
Lamb Jones back in with a play. If they get within field goal range, keep in mind Goodson, the man they call Goodfoot, would kick into the wind. Little avoids the rush, steps up in the pocket, and incomplete. It was tipped, and Jones almost had it. Trent Bryant was the man who tipped it.
It was just exactly like the one to Sampleton, and it wound up hitting Jones right in the chest after it was deflected. Let's look here. He turns inside. The ball is almost intercepted. Right there, it goes right through his hands and to Jones's hands. Almost in the same spot as the touchdown when Sampleton scored.
Now they're going to bring Goodson in on fourth down. They're going to bring Goodson in to attempt a 51-yard field goal to tie the game on fourth down. They'll spot it. Churchman puts it down at the 41. The kick is low and short. No good. The screen showing on Holtz's face, but I'll tell you, 55,000 have just gone into hard heaven.
What a sight here.
A minute 29, but that's academic right now. Texas can't stop the clock. Arkansas can run it out.
Just set it on it now. Boy, that was a whale of a ball game.
Scanlon, all he has to do is fall on it. And the clock will keep on running. Here's Goodson again.
See if the hold was good. It appears good. Just hit the ball a little high instead of getting the ball with any air underneath it. That was a low driving type shot.
Second and 10. They'll use up as much time as possible between plays. Clock running under a minute. What a marvelous feeling that is to know that you've got a 3-point lead. The other team can't stop the clock. The celebration has begun already. Now, we've got to stop it.
Don't stop your own clock.
Clock is run down to 48. They don't care at this point. This penalty doesn't mean a thing. Delay of the game cost them 5. Arkansas on top 17-14. So for the first time in 8 years, they're going to beat the Horns and do it at the site in which it was done in 71. Scanlon is ready to fall on it. And the crescendo will continue to build. Clock running down. The party has begun.
We got to snap it one more time.
Lou Holtz, the winner. Seconds, 19. Clock running down. Little Rock is rocking. And Arkansas is going to be 6-0. Their best start in 10 years. They'll get another penalty here.
Boy, this place is bedlam. Not since 1971.
11 seconds. This will be the final play of the game. And that'll do it. The clock will now run out. It's all over in Little Rock. The Razorbacks have taken care of the Horns in a thriller. 17-14.
Weekends were made for Michelob.
It's for real.
Well, that calls for something special.
Hey, Jimbo! Michelob all around.
Make your own weekend a little more special with a smooth and mellow taste of Michelob.
Michelob? What's the occasion?
I've met the woman.
Again, weekends were made for Michelob.
I just discovered oil.
I just discovered oil.
People are discovering Texaco's new Haviland Supreme, the motor oil with a special friction fighter that's been proven in fuel economy tests. Extensive tests showed that 2 of the leading 10W40 motor oils advertising extra gasoline mileage couldn't beat new Haviland Supreme. And you still get Haviland's Trooper-tested engine protection, too.
Discover new Haviland Supreme. Protection plus unbeaten mileage.
The celebration underway in the state of Arkansas. They've been waiting a long time for this. It hasn't happened since 1971. Arkansas over Texas. The frustration is over. There is our Arkansas Chevrolet most valuable player today. We give it to the linebacker, number 48, Mike Massey out of Houston, Texas. Did a great job. And our most valuable player for the Longhorns today would be their great outside linebacker, number 90, Chuck Holloway. In each man's name, a $1,000 award to the General Scholarship Fund at their respective universities. So for the first time since 1971, it'll be a lovely Saturday night in the state of Arkansas. Following one of the great college football rivalries, the Arkansas Razorbacks under Lou Holtz winning at 17-14. Holloway, our MVP for Texas today. Mike Massey, our MVP for the Razorbacks. For an update on what else is going on in college football today, we'll go to New York, and in our studios there to provide you with the information, let's go to Chris Schenkel and Dave Dials.
Okay, Al, thank you very much. Let's see how many scores we can get in. First of all, in the top 10, Tennessee got out in front of Alabama 17-0. The Tide came back, ranked number 1, and proved it today, beating Tennessee 27-7. Texas and Arkansas, a game you just enjoyed. Arkansas 17, Texas 14. A good victory for Lou Holtz. Nebraska 36-0 over Oklahoma State. The nation's 4th-ranked team, the Trojans of Southern Cal, beat Notre Dame by a score of 42-23. Notre Dame, of course, has been ranked 9th in the country. Southern Methodist and Houston playing a night game tonight. Houston trying for its 6th straight victory. Wisconsin took it on the chin, the worst defeat for the Badgers since 1890. Ohio State defeated Wisconsin 59-0. Florida State will play next week against LSU, and Oklahoma, ranked number 8, defeated Kansas State by a score of 38-6. Billy Sims was held to 67 yards. Let's check some scores in the West. Pitt playing Washington this afternoon. Washington off to its best start in years, but losing to Pittsburgh this afternoon in fourth period, 20-14. Air Force definitely off to its worst start ever, trailing Oregon 17-9 in the fourth period. San Jose State and Oregon State. Oregon State is losing in the fourth period, 24-14. Mark Wilson of Brigham Young threw for 283 yards in the first half and has thrown for 3 touchdown passes. Brigham Young leading Wyoming by a score of 42-14. Colorado State defeating San Diego State by a score of 37-3. Texas El Paso and New Mexico in the second period. New Mexico leads by a score of 10-0. Texas Arlington and New Mexico State in the final period, and Texas Arlington is in front comfortably, 42-14. North Texas State defeated West Texas State 28-14. Grambling now has won 19 straight games in the Southwestern Conference, beating Jackson State this afternoon 25-13. Missouri handed Colorado and Chuck Fairbanks their 5th defeat of the season, 13-7. Kansas, a surprise winner over Iowa State. The score was 24-7. Louisville handed Indiana State its 2nd straight defeat after 6 victories, 34-10. Kevin Haney with 3 touchdowns as Texas Christian won for the 2nd time, beating Tulsa by a score of 24-17. And we should point out that Indiana of Pennsylvania defeated Slippery Rock. The score was 28-14. Texas Tech over Rice, 30-7. Let's return now to Al Michaels.
Our thanks to spotter Kelly Hayes, statistician George Hill. Great job. There's the final score. Arkansas wins it 17-14. Al Michaels, Aaron Parsekian saying so long from Little Rock. Travel arrangements made through. Promotion will be paid by United Airlines. More people fly United to Hawaii than any other airline. This has been a presentation of the leader, ABC Sports, bringing you exclusive coverage when the world comes to America this February for the 1980 Winter Olympics.
Tomorrow, watch the true story of Rocky Marciano. His powerful fist won him the heavyweight crown, but his biggest fight was to keep the woman he loved. Tony LoBianco stars in Marciano, a world premiere movie on the ABC.
KFPW TV Fort Smith and KTVP Fayetteville and Springdale.
I really enjoy playing golf. Now that I have some time away from the business, I guess one of the reasons that I have the time is that City National has always been there. I never gave up, and neither did they. I can remember when I was first starting out on my own, there were some really hard times. I appreciated City National then, and I still do now that my business is a success. You know, any way you look at it, the city style fits me to a T.
Bowling is always more fun at Midland Bowl, where you can meet your friends anytime. The Pro Shop has everything for the serious bowler with bags, shoes, and gloves. While Mom and Dad bowl, the children can enjoy cartoons in the nursery. Senior citizens get 3 games for $1 on Wednesday and Friday, 1 to 5. We're open round the clock with discount rates after midnight. And if all the exercise makes you hungry, pay a visit to our snack bar. So get your friends together and come to Midland Bowl, where there's plenty of free parking at Kelly Highway and North 32nd.
Have industrial commercial building requirements? Your new building will wink like a diamond from a box of pennies when you call Butterfield Construction Company, your local A&S Building Systems representative. Butterfield Construction will design and build just the building to meet your exact needs. You'll like the no-nonsense approach Don Swatty and his crew take to your job site, assuring that your project comes in on time, on budget. Call Butterfield Construction. Don Swatty has interesting ideas about energy saving.
This is Channel 8 KTUL-TV Tulsa.
From Hollywood, we bring you the Lawrence Welk Show. And now your musical host, Maestro Lawrence Welk.